Good morning. Welcome in. This update is presented by Evans Tires and Service. Walk in or book online at evanstires.com. Padres fall to the Rockies 7-4 at Coors Field yesterday after taking an early 4-1 lead. 2 more against the Rockies. Matt Waldron on the mound today. NFL draft gets going tomorrow. Bears have the first overall pick. They've told us they know who they're taking, but they have not announced who they're taking. The Chargers in the news with the 5th overall pick. Multiple teams liking to move up and trade for that one. NBA playoffs. A couple of series got tied up on the road last night. Road teams getting wins. Mavericks took down the Clippers 96-93. That's a 1-1 series. Pacers dominate the Bucks 125-108. That also evens the series at 1. Evans Tires and Service Center is San Diego's choice for automotive service, from maintenance to tires and major repairs. Evans Tires and Service Centers is your one-stop shop with 17 locations. There's an Evans Tires near you. Walk-ins are welcome, or book online at evanstire.com.
Rich, TD, and Fletch, happy Wednesday to those who celebrate. Happy hump day to you all. Mike. Yes, we are embarking on another great show. We're a day away from the NFL draft. We've got news out of the NHL today. Yeah, we got to actually help the NHL. The National Hockey League needs Big Rich, TD, and Fletch's help, and they don't even realize how much. We'll get to that story. But we start out in Colorado, the scene of another historic performance by a starting pitcher. This is more of a personal history situation. Mitch King gives up his first career grand slam in the 4th inning.
Mitch or Mike?
Is it Mike King? Damn it.
Michael.
I call him Mike because we're friends.
Every single time I read it as Mitch, reason why.
You're playing the name game.
Well,
Mitch, but
I played against a guy named Mitch King at the University of Iowa for like 3 years. We were both starters. He was a defensive lineman. I was an offensive lineman. So we played against each other for like 3 years. And so it was a major pain in the ass going against him. So he is forever emblazoned in my memory, as will yesterday's game. I mean, this happens every day. Yes, we could be blamed. We're giant flip-floppers, but we wake up in the morning after a win and we're like, yeah, the Padres are pretty good.
Yeah,
and then
good.
We wake up after a loss and we're like,
suck again.
The Padres kind of stink.
Through 4 innings yesterday, it was looking perfect. There was a couple early runs for the Pods. They get a 4-1 lead, and you're kind of thinking just cruise. At least that's what I was. I be honest, I turned the TV off. I figured the Padres would kind of cruise to a win. Never again, because Coors Field, the ball can just fly out of, and that's exactly what happened in the 4th. Michael King gives up the lead. There's an error by Jake Cronenworth that proved to be costly, as it could have been a double play, kind of like that one in Seoul, South Korea, if you guys remember. South Korea? Yeah.
South Korea, yeah. Can't play North.
Right, exactly.
Well, you can.
Yeah,
you're just only playing there.
You're just not leaving.
Yeah.
Cronenworth had an error. The bases get loaded. Brendan Rodgers, who's kind of been a pain in the ass for Padres fans for a long time, hits the grand slam. And then it's like all the momentum's shifted. So the Padres, who get 12 hits yesterday, only muster 4 runs, which think about that what you will, but not good enough.
Yeah, Padres are, they're not bad. They're just not great. So 13-13 feels about right.
I don't know. I actually, record-wise, that actually helps. That's the soothing balm a little bit. When the record is 500 or better and they lose a game, I don't feel as bad as when they're adding to a losing record, right?
Yeah.
So if they were like 12-13 and then they lose and they drop to 12-14, all of a sudden you start to say like, uh-oh. You know what I mean? Like it's just they're hovering around 500, which again, going back to the conversation we had at the end of last week, beginning of this week, this sort of feels now like a 500 baseball club. In fact, I had the revelation over the weekend. I brought it to you guys on Monday that I'm not going to get too high or low as long as they hover near here, because the truth is, as long as they finish the season strong, they ride that sweet middle and they finish the season
until
strong.
the end.
Oh, until then, all I need is win 8 out of your last 10 games going into the postseason,
dude,
and then have some forward momentum. Even if you finish this season with an 84 win record and you sneak into the postseason.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't care. Just finish strong and let's have some fun.
They had 84 wins last year.
Yeah, but maybe
they had 82.
No, yeah, they had 82. Dude.
82.
They did not have 84 wins.
84. They'd almost be in.
Actually,
yeah, that's right. The Diamondbacks had 84 wins.
Yeah,
They
right.
were in the freaking World Series.
Yeah.
But I think you would feel better, Rich, if it was hovering, but you hover like a game or two above, right? So, like, I get what you're saying about as long as they're around here, it's fine. But it gets a lot worse if they start hovering a game or two below. I think you want them, if they fall back to 500, that's fine. But then today needs to be a bounce back.
Well, your bar is oddly higher considering the start of the season. You were saying how you think they're only going to win like 73 games.
I said 78.
Okay.
And I'm going to stand by that as of right now because they haven't shown me anything to tell me different.
So in my mind, I can't make sense of that where you think they're going to win 78 games at the start of the season and now you want them to hover at 2 games above 500. For
what
me,
I think and what I want are two different things.
For me, I said at the beginning of the season, I feel like this is like an 86 win baseball team. I think there's going to be a 5-game improvement. But again, what it's going to require is the Padres really doing exactly what I said, hovering around that sweet middle all season long and then just catching fire at the right time at the end of the season once the fall weather starts hitting. And then just cruising the postseason. Then what happens from there happens. I'm cool with it. It's just, boy, it's uncomfortable. Like I said, if they dip under 500, especially against the Colorado Rockies, oh no, that sucks.
Yeah. I mean, if the season ends 81-81, as a fan, you're like, what am I rooting for?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just rooting for like everyone to have fun.
Wait,
That's not what I'm here for.
But don't think that way. Okay, I know where you're at. Like if you project out what we're seeing now, if nothing changes, I agree with you. But you cannot live life that way. You can't.
Yes, we can.
Well, I suppose you can. But what's the fun in it then?
Okay, well, let me.
I mean, just end it all now. You know what I mean?
Point.
Give yourself something to look forward to. Say to yourself, okay, yes, that's not even the worst case scenario, but that is
right. That's a scenario.
A scenario where they just go 81-81.
Well, that's what they're trending right now as of this moment.
Yes.
And Rich, you're all about taking it in chunks, right? Well, in chunks, they are 1/6 of the way through the season. 1/6 of the way through the season, they're a 500 baseball team.
And by the way, hang on, with 28 games played, or actually 26 games played, if you told me that I could sign up for a 500 record,
bingo.
I'm right here signing up for a 500 record through 26 games because if you look at this team on paper, where they were started the season, remember Seoul, South Korea, we got Dylan Cease parachuting in, basically flying private on somebody else's plane to get there. You got the situation with Jackson Farrell Merrill, a brand new player. Never seen him before. He's in the outfield. Jerkson
Profar. Probably.
Yeah, right. We got this guy on third who we've literally have nothing. Okay.
3 strikeouts yesterday.
So listen. Okay, 26 games.
Sign up.
13 and 13. I'm cool.
But to TD's point, it's like there's certain things in life you cannot control or you have no jurisdiction over whatsoever. Like the price of gas. I can bitch and moan about it all day long, and I do. Nothing I'm going to say will ever change the price of gas. Padres fans can change what happens in this front office, and we've seen it happen before. If you bitch and moan enough, and if you make it a big enough point, a guy like Peter Seidler will go out and spend a bunch of money because he wants to win, and he wants to win for the city of San Diego. Peter Seidler's not here anymore. Those cries need to be a little bit louder so this team adds at the trade deadline, does not do the money-saving thing.
To Rich's point, if we get to game 152 and they're sitting at 500, they're in a great position to make a run. I mean, a great position.
Yeah,
Depending on how everything shakes out, like the NL West is pretty good. The National League in general has been pretty good. It's like it might take a little more than it took last year just to sneak into the postseason, which feels like the only option you have.
If you're at 500 and you have 10 games left and you go 6 games over 500, you're probably in.
Would you rather not set yourself up to where you could go 6 games under 500 over the last 10?
Yeah, but I mean, so now you want them to be 6 games over 500 with 152?
This is my point. You know what? This is the inflection point. I feel it. We're in this room and we're all saying 3 separate things. You know, TD, you're sort of saying like, hey, season is a season. We can finish 81-81. I'm like, no. I want to look at this thing positive. Like looking down the road, the silver lining is they could be way better than this, especially if they ride that sweet middle. Maybe they have the tipping point where they get good at the end of the season, and then boom, we're off to the races into the postseason. And Fletch is going, it all can go wrong. It could go wrong at any moment,
at any time.
So where are you at?
We've seen it.
Okay, hang on.
Ah!
Hang on.
Whoa.
Where are you at, Padres fans? That's who I want to hear about, because us three knuckleheads, these three windbags in front of the microphone every single day, we talk enough. Let's hear from you. We have a talkback feature on the free iHeartRadio app. You can hit us up there. It's like leaving us a voicemail. 20, 30 seconds, your best stuff. Are you on the negative, pessimistic side? Are you right down the middle on this team, or are you optimistic? Go to the free iHeartRadio app while you're listening to the station. It's the little microphone button. You click that. You can tell us where you're at on this Padres season.
Our best friend in the whole wide world, Kevin Acey, out in Colorado right now. So it's 8:10. I'm sure he's awake. I'm sure he's listening.
Yep.
It's going to be joining us tomorrow. Couldn't make it today. It's
Son
fine.
of a.
It's fine. But Kevin, check this one out. Graham Pauly. Okay.
Okay. I feel like we have another nickname brewing.
Golden Graham.
Golden Graham Polly is a good name.
The Graham.
What about
Golden
Golden Graham.
Graham Polly.
what about Graham Polly want a cracker?
Yeah.
Now you're getting
I'm
in
in.
on the fun.
I'm
Now
in.
you're getting on the fun.
I'm in.
How about
Yeah.
Graham Polio string cheese? I'm just saying.
How about Graham polyamorous relationship?
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. How about
Whoa.
Grandma Cocaine Polly? I'm just saying. We could take this as far as we want.
There was an
A little bit of
article.
that Bolivian bam bam.
Graham. Cocaine. Polly.
Grandma Cocaine Polly. It rolls off the tongue. And
Three
then
strikeouts
it
yesterday.
goes
He's
numb.
fired up. He's fired up.
3 strikeouts yesterday at Coors Field. Come on, Graham Polly.
Yeah.
I read an article yesterday.
They're
That's
so thin.
honestly, if you say it fast, it sounds like you're saying, "Come on, Grandpa Lee."
Grandpa Lee.
Grandpa Lee.
Grandpa Lee.
It's Grandpa Lee.
We had 2 talkbacks yesterday that actually came in after the show. Both of them were very good. We'll kind of play those to get the whole thing started today on the talkback, and there's already a new one in from today. We'll play that later.
Good.
But the 2 from yesterday, the first one is directed at Travis Dale
Huh?
because it's about a Denver Broncos fan.
Oh no.
And here we go.
The wrong song. Zach Wilson's mom has got it going on. She's all I want, and I waited for so long.
Zach Wilson, can you see? You're just not the guy for me.
Know about me. Okay, so Zach Wilson, for those of you who have missed it, has been traded from the New York Jets, the Denver Broncos. He is now number 1 with a bullet in that quarterback room,
Yeah.
filled with the likes
Great.
of Andrew Wentworth and
Is that the bank lending program?
and J.C. Penney. Those are the other 2 quarterbacks who are good. Really
Andrew Wentworth, 877 cash now.
They're really, really good quarterbacks. So good luck in the draft, Denver fans. I know you've got both fingers crossed and all your toes crossed for QB. And there's a lot of NFL draft news. It is just coming down the pipe.
It's really weird to be a Bronco fan and on draft day, you've already given up on the season.
Yeah. Wow. Boy, I'll tell you what.
Listen,
I feel for Padres fans, right? Because when you look around the NFL and you see some of these fan bases as they get ready for the NFL draft, like hope has left the building. Like there are certain NFL fans who are like, we're in a rebuild and it's going to last at least 2 years.
that's how it feels.
And that's really been the phase that the Padres have been in. I mean, virtually as long as I've been living here. Actually, no, this is a true and accurate statement. As long as I've been living here, 1 year withstanding, and that was last year where expectations actually soared to a fever pitch preseason. Every single year has been a building year. Like we're still building towards something special here. You know, literally every single year. I've been living here for a decade now. So actually longer than a decade now. So it's one of those situations where imagine just being like, all right, I'm a soon-to-be bride. I just need him to pop the question. Like it's just, he's just got to buy the ring. I just got to keep waiting. And one day he's going to ask me to marry him. And
and it never happens.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
You know what did happen, though? We had another talk back, you said, right? Let's listen to number 2.
Woo. Well, this guy has terrible taste.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. Yeah.
What? Because he doesn't like hot babe noodling as a sport.
Well, he says my interests are baseball, and he thinks we're funny.
Yeah.
Terrible. I mean, like, that is a man who needs to get out more. There are plenty better things to do with your life. But thank you. That was very kind.
That was very, very kind. Very heartwarming. Yeah, keep them rolling in, man. We love to hear from you in the Talkback feature. So whether you're listening online or listening on AM radio, either way, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, so the Talkback feature is super easy to use. It's right next to the play button on the iHeartRadio app. If you click that microphone button, you can leave us a 20 to 30 second voicemail. And the question on the Talkback today is, where are you with the Padres? Are you pessimistic? They're 13-13. Are you thinking this is all going to go wrong at the very next turn? Do you think it's going to be like an 81-81 season? Are you riding that sweet middle all the way to the end? Or are you optimistic? Do you think that this season is going to take a turn for the better, whether it be sooner or later? All right, what I got for you is last night in the NBA, the Timberwolves got a 2-game lead over the Suns in their playoff series, 105-93 win there. Pacers got a big win on the road to level out their series with the Milwaukee Bucks, 125-108 finish. And the Mavericks got a win in LA, close final score, 96-93. That series tied at 1. Heat Celtics coming up tonight in Boston. Celtics have the 1-game lead. Pelicans will take on the Thunder in OKC. Thunder leading that series 1-0. Padres lost last night 7-4 to the Colorado Rockies. We talked about it earlier. Michael King gave up his first career grand slam in the 4th inning. That was part of a 5-run 4th that provided everything the Rockies needed to win. The 4-game set currently knotted at 1, 13-13 Padres start. Matt Waldron on the mound in game 3 on the road in Colorado. This offseason, both the Eagles and the Falcons were accused of tampering. Eagles accused while luring Saquon Barkley to their squad. Falcons were accused while courting Kirk Cousins in free agency. The NFL reviewed those circumstances, but will not reach conclusion before the NFL draft. So the news means 2024 picks will not be involved in any possible discipline that could come as a result of their findings, which is interesting because it feels like they've had a long time to gather information. The Kirk Cousins news is like 2 weeks old. Mm-hmm. The Saquon Barkley news is older than that. And so what's fascinating to me is sometimes the NFL is like knee-jerk snap reaction discipline immediately. And sometimes they take their time. Now, tampering is one of those things where I guess if it gets really seedy and there's a lot of communication and text messaging and email that you have to uncover to figure out exactly how bad it went, maybe there could be harsh discipline here. I doubt it, though. My guess is they want to sustain the excitement for Kirk Cousins going to the Falcons because they have a window to win in the NFC South. And same thing you could say for the Philadelphia Eagles right now, kind of a prove-it year for Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni and the crew that they have in place currently in Philly.
Yeah, without a doubt in my mind. The NFL looks at this and says, hey, we don't want to water down any product or we don't want to hurt any momentum of a good product. So we're just going to lay off the throttle a little bit. We got time to look at it, and we will.
Or they know the punishment wouldn't be big enough if they were to drop it out right now, right? And so this story's fresh on everyone's mind, and they are going to say, okay, we're going to take a 5th-round draft pick from both teams, right? They couldn't do that right now because ESPN and Fox and all the different media outlets covering the draft would be like, oh, they didn't punish them nearly enough. There's historical precedent to take away a 3rd-round pick. I think that happened a few years ago. So when you look now, you have to look to next year and be like, okay, if this story's been watered down enough by the time we get to it next year and they take around a 5th-round draft pick, it's not going to be as big of a hit.
I think both are true. I think that I don't think they want to kill any forward momentum right now, like you're saying, Fletch, because everything right now is positive out of the NFL. There haven't been any major scandals outside of Rashee Rice, the accident. Fortunately, no fatalities. As far as we know, there's been no accusation of driving under the influence. So he just made a really boneheaded decision fleeing the scene of a massive accident on an interstate in Dallas. But that was the biggest scandal this offseason in terms of a player or a team involved in any sort of situation. Tampering, tampering's relatively minor because basically every single NFL team is guilty of tampering.
Yeah, and that Rashee Rice walking away from that accident may have turned out to save him here in the long run. If there was something going on that was not okay.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's actually a good way to. Well, I don't know if it's a good way to look at it, but yeah, he may have made several poor decisions, but getting out of there, especially if he was flying high, may have saved his bacon. I don't know, man. It's all really gritty and seedy, and hopefully he learned a lesson. And unfortunately, people got hurt.
Well, thankfully, no one died.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
Oh, wow.
From ESPN, 6 o'clock this morning, Reggie Bush getting his Heisman Trophy back.
Wow. How about that?
It's about freaking time.
Man, oh man.
Enormous news. Okay, so the Heisman Trust have finally reversed this highly controversial decision. And for anybody catching up on the fly, Reggie Bush never received, as far as we know, anything in terms of financial, any benefit in terms of, his pocketbook increasing or assets being shifted toward him. Family members, there were obviously some family members, I believe a stepfather, if I'm remembering the story accurately, got some things, benefits, a job, a house, something like that. Look, I'm a little unclear on the details because this happened so long ago, and we'll obviously be referring to some of the articles that will be coming out regarding this breaking news. However, what I will say about this is, in the current climate of NCAA football, NCAA sports with name, image, and likeness, making it available for any player to be compensated for their name, image, and likeness. That's if we're going to look at it through that lens, through the modern lens, Reggie Bush did nothing wrong.
That's exactly what ESPN's article this morning by Pete Thamel is saying. The reinstatement of the trophy to Bush amid what it calls enormous changes in the college football landscape. Some quotes from Reggie here. Personally, I'm thrilled to reunite with my fellow Heisman winners and be part of the storied legacy of the Heisman Trophy, and I'm honored to return to the Heisman family. I also look forward to working together with the Heisman Trust to advance the values and mission of the organization.
I gotta tell you, if I was Reggie Bush, I think there'd be a big part of me that'd be like, I don't want it. You can have it. He screwed me.
Yeah, but there's something that you're missing there, because it's a benefit to you to be considered a Heisman winner. And there's people out there who refuse to acknowledge you as a Heisman winner. It's kind of like Hall of Fame. Like, we can make the argument all we want. The hit king, Pete Rose, should be in the Hall of Fame. Well, guess what? He's not.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not emblazoned forever in Cooperstown. He's not recognized by the Hall of Fame. He never will be. And so there's a lot of people who will never recognize him as a great of the game as a result of that admission. And there's a lot of people who feel that way about Reggie Bush, which is foolish because we watched those games.
Right.
He easily was one of the best football players we've ever seen, certainly the best during that year. So the Heisman Trust finally coming around. It's ridiculous that it took the events of the past couple of years in order to force their hand basically at this. But congratulations to Reggie Bush.
This has been a 3-year process for him. You remember we were talking about this in 2021.
Dude, this has been a almost 2-decade process for him.
When he was talking about name, image, and likeness, I remember he went on ESPN and he said it. He's like, okay, so NIL, if you're laying everything out to me like I think you are, this is exactly what I, quote unquote, got in trouble for, except it wasn't even through me. And I'm the one that doesn't have the Heisman Trophy. This is long overdue. Congrats to Reggie. One of the greatest college football running back seasons in history, and absolutely deserves the Heisman. Imagine if Reggie Bush was around, Rich, when Prize Picks was available.
Oh my gosh.
More than.
You go more than all of those stats. That is for absolutely sure. I mean, holy cow. Reggie Bush was a yardage machine. I was just, while we were talking, looking up a couple of his old games. I mean, head-scratching numbers, no question about it. By the way, we'll talk to Jonas Knox, Fox Sports Radio, 2 Pros and a Cup of Joe. You hear that show right before ours, right here on 760. He'll join us coming up next, and we'll ask him if he's put any Prize Picks entries in. We'll get his thoughts on Reggie Bush, because Prize Picks, last night, okay, another winning entry, no problem there. But then while I'm watching last night's games, I'm putting in entries for the next night's NBA postseason games. And of course, it's all because of Fletch. Fletch was like, "You got to get on this app," and I said, "No, there's no chance."
Well,
And he
Rich, I
said, "No,
told
you got to do it."
multiple times. It's the number one fantasy sports app. Over 3 million active members. Thanks to you, it's over 3 million and one. It's the easiest, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Unlike some of those other apps, it's just you against the numbers. You're not playing against sharks. You're not in competitive leagues. It is literally 1v1, you against the numbers. And with Prize Picks, especially during the basketball postseason, you can activate on some pretty awesome things like the stars, which means if you include stars in your lineup, you're going to get 10% payout boost, which means Taco Tuesday, which was last night. And I'm hoping Richie hit on something because I did not.
Yeah, I had a more on a Taco Tuesday on Luka Doncic. I missed on that one, but it's not going to discourage me because I made it on a different entry. It really is what you said and described. It's fun. It's easy. During the NBA postseason, you can win up to 100 times your money in a single entry as the world's best players take the game to a new level, take your game to a new level just by simply downloading the Prize Picks app. Use promo code DOGS. That's DOGS. First deposit match up to $100. Woof. That's promo code DOGS on Prize Picks. First deposit matched up to $100. So if you're not on it, download it. If you haven't put in an entry yet, do your first one. If you haven't deposited yet, use promo code DOGS. Pick more. Pick less. It's that easy. Prize Picks.
Hey, we got bonus bucks for you. How'd you like to win $1,000? All you have to do is listen for the keyword and then go on over to sportssd.com and enter that keyword for $1,000. Your next chance coming up here soon.
This update is presented by California Department of Healthcare Access and Information. We will start off here with the Padres. They lose to the Rockies 7-4 yesterday. Matt Waldron on the mound today. NFL draft gets going tomorrow. Bears have the first overall pick, expected to take Caleb Williams. NBA playoffs, couple series got tied up yesterday. Mavs took down the Clippers 96-93, 1-1 series. Pacers dominate the Bucks 125-108. That also evens the series at 1. Nearly half of our youth are struggling with mental health, but California is building a new workforce to help them lead happier, healthier lives. Learn more at cawellnesscoach.org, supported by the California Department of Healthcare Access and Information.
Wait for it. Bigger seating flaps. It's San Diego Sports 760. We have giveaways again today. A pair of tickets to the Lakeside Rodeo. That is legit, right? Those are confirmed.
That is not.
We don't have
happening.
those.
No
You know what?
way.
I felt like it was wrong as I was saying
because
it.
Guess what?
Yeah.
That's happening today.
Yeah.
We've given away as many tickets as we're legally capable of doing.
That is correct. That is correct.
Actually, it's coming up tomorrow. Now, honestly, if you've never been to a rodeo, we've been giving away tickets to Lakeside Rodeo for 2 weeks now. I went to my first rodeo in Dallas, Texas, like 3 weeks ago. It was awesome. So if you haven't already, get out to lakesiderodeo.com, buy some tickets there. I want to actually, that's a great first question to ask of Jonas Knox, who joins us right now, Fox Sports Radio, Two Pros and a Cup of Joe. You hear that show on 760 right before hours every single morning. We listen driving in. We're always laughing and talking as Jonas and LeVar and Brady, they have such clever quips and information to pass along about the NFL. But Jonas, have you ever been to a rodeo?
So I don't think I've gone specifically to watch a rodeo, but I've been at like a county fair, and I think there was a rodeo event going on that I saw a little bit of, but I don't think I've actively gone to one. But I will say this, like Urban Cowboy, I mean, that was something I grew up on as a kid. And so I don't know if that counts as a rodeo, but because they're basically just riding a mechanical bull. And I have ridden a mechanical bull before, but an actual rodeo, I can't say I've specifically gone to one just for that purpose alone.
So you've probably never said, this ain't my first rodeo, because technically you haven't had your first rodeo.
I haven't broken that seal.
That's a great point. Yeah, I haven't had my rodeo virginity taken yet, but listen, I mean, the way Rich is selling it, I mean, I'm interested.
Yeah,
so you've got me hooked.
I'll tell you, man.
Or lassoed.
Yeah.
Rich will take your rodeo virginity.
I will.
Yeah.
You got to beware of the horns, however. It was
one of them.
We went to. That's why they called me the White Rhino. No, listen. I went to Dallas recently, visit some friends. We went to a rodeo. We just watched the bull riding. It was cool, though. Actually, the biggest event on Thursday, even though the rodeos happen in Lakeside here in San Diego, a lot of televisions are going to be tuned to the NFL draft. I have more of a vague question, and then we'll get into some more specifics, but kind of a low buzz draft so far in terms of like the lead up, right? I mean, we haven't seen any trades. There hasn't been even all that much talk about trades. And then also it sort of feels like the top three quarterbacks are the top three quarterbacks, and then it's everyone else in the draft. Do you feel similarly?
Yeah, it's almost like we know Caleb Williams is going to go number 1 overall. We have a pretty good idea that Jaden Daniels is going to go number 2 overall. Although, we really tried hard, and by we, I mean me, tried hard to stir some stuff up on the weekends at Fox Sports Radio, because when I saw that his agent was liking tweets, not happy with the Commanders taking those guys to Top Golf, all those prospects when they brought him in, I thought, man, we could really run with this, only to find out, but they're still probably going to take him number 2, and he'll end up going to the Commanders. And then, New England's sitting there at 3, and so you really do need some movement. And so for me, I don't know if you guys feel the same way. I kind of look at it like, all right, New England may move off that pick. The Giants have been rumored. And then the other teams rumored to move up are Denver, Minnesota, and Las Vegas. So we've got 4 teams that could potentially move up if they like a quarterback enough. And you're hearing either Drake May or J.J. McCarthy being those quarterbacks. And then Arizona's kind of sitting there going, well, if we don't move, we'll just take Marvin Harrison Jr. So we desperately need some action. I know Brandon Ayuk's name has been thrown out there as a potential draft day trade. Maybe that could be something that gets worked in, a la A.J. Brown a couple of years ago when Philly got him from Tennessee. But yeah, I'm with you. We kind of need some drama. If Laramie Tunsil's people could reach out to somebody and say, hey, dude, borrow my gas mask, go smoke weed and get caught on camera and let that drop as I'm sitting on the clock getting ready to be picked, at least if they could throw that in our laps, I think that would help out everybody.
Would, definitely would. Jonas, what team in your eyes needs to make the move to get up and grab a quarterback the most?
I think it's Minnesota, because Minnesota basically said, we appreciate everything Kirk Cousins has done, and this is a division that we can win with Kirk Cousins. Like, it's a winnable division with Kirk Cousins, and we're a playoff team. And they said, yeah, but we're not willing to give him that much money again, so we're going to go ahead and take our chances, acquire an extra pick, and go figure it out in the draft. If Minnesota gets iced out and they're left standing there while Denver jumps up and makes a move, or the Giants jump up and make a move, or even the Raiders, what do they look like going into next year? I mean, you're rolling the dice and banking on, we've got talent around a quarterback, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, they've got TJ Hawkinson. Like, we've got pieces there. It's almost like they're thinking, well, as long as we get somebody with all that around them, we're going to be able to make it work. If they're not able to land anybody, or they get outbid for one of these selections, they go from potential playoff team to they're on the outside looking in next season, when they had Kirk Cousins there and they could have rolled with him another year and won that division. I think Minnesota's got to make a move.
Jonas, it looks to me like there's a dividing line between the top 3 quarterbacks in this draft and then the other 3 quarterbacks in this draft, who also could all be first rounders. But between J.J. McCarthy, Michael Penix, and Bo Nix, who do you like the best there? Who do you think could have a big impact? Because one of those 3 is going to be going to a better team on paper than the other 3.
All right, you guys tell me if I'm crazy. And I don't know what this is, but there's something about seeing a guy throw a football left-handed that just makes it look better. I don't know what it is. I don't know why that
Penix
is.
Jr.
But when Michael Penix throws the football, like, there's something aesthetically pleasing about the way he throws a football. And I don't like, and maybe I have preferential towards left-handed fighters, but also this, like at Petco. When a guy hits a bomb, like when you go to the Crone zone left-handed, doesn't it just feel different than when Tatis hits a home run? Like, there's something about a left-handed swing as opposed to a right-handed swing, a left-handed fighter as opposed to a right-handed fighter. There's something about that southpaw style. Michael Penix Jr., I don't know if he's going to be better than McCarthy or better than Bo Nix, but it sure looks better when he throws the football. And maybe I'm crazy, but I look at that and I go, and if you were to go on to DraftKings and some of these other places, they're saying that the most likely landing spot for him could be Las Vegas. So maybe we get to see Michael Penix Jr. end up with the Raiders and throw to Devontae Adams for the next, 5-10 years, depending on how long that relationship lasts, if Devontae Adams doesn't decide he wants out again. But I look at Michael Penix Jr. and I go, at least on the surface, that looks the prettiest.
I hear what you're saying, Jonas, and you laid it out beautifully. However, when our guy TD here steps up to a par 3,
I'm left-handed.
He's a left-handed golfer.
That's all I need to know.
And he swings driver on a par 3. Something about it just makes me kind of want to puke.
Well, I think it's the driver on the par 3 part of it.
Wait, is there a problem with where the ball lands?
There's no rules against it, but it is not disappointing. That's the wrong word. The fact that the ball banana hook curves 150 yards in the wrong direction before sailing back toward the green.
No, you heard Jonas lay it out, okay? It just looks prettier when it's left-handed.
I'm telling you, I wish I was left-handed sometimes. I'm like, man, it just would look so much cooler. Like, everything about what lefties do in sports just looks cooler. And Penix just looks cool throwing the football. And you've got scouts that are saying he throws the best deep ball we've seen in 30 years. I don't even know who it was 30 years ago that threw the best one before him. And I'm not saying it's going to work, but it just looks pretty, man. Something about it.
Yeah, Babe Ruth, Barry Bonds, Lou Gehrig, Ken Griffey Jr.,
Phil Mickelson.
Phil Mickelson. Yeah. There's something unique about it. And then of course, Travis Dale, TD on this show.
It's unique as well.
Really sort of bringing down the quotient there. Jonas, you only ever add to the quotient. We appreciate you jumping on the show. Always. Thank you for doing it. We'll do it again soon.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you. Thanks for having me.
Here he goes. Jonas, Knox, Fox Sports Radio Zone, Two Pros and a Cup of Joe. You can check them out right here on our airwaves before we jump on.
Yeah. We know what we didn't do is add to the quotient. In fact, we deduced 20 to 30 pounds over 8 weeks' time.
There was division, though. We were dividing our prior weight by, I don't know, eighths or halves. I mean, we've lost 120 pounds over the course of working with SD Fat Loss.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible, but it's also true. And it's not just losing the weight, it's feeling better. I mean, it's moving around better. It's making your nights, at rest is a better night's sleep. You're not so achy. You're not so stiff in the morning because you literally have taken 30 pounds and shaved it off of your body in 8 weeks' time. In fact, less than 8 weeks' time, 28 pounds I lost in the first 30 days. I think, Rich, you were something similar to that. Yeah. Fletch may have been blowing that out of the water. You lose weight with SD Fat Loss, and you lose weight fast. And then the beauty of it is you keep all that weight off. That's the key here. You never want to do some fad diet, lose weight, and then as soon as you stop, you gain it back and then some. We did it. We've been there. I've been there. I've done all the exercising where I exercised. I went and did all the cardio, and then every time I stepped on the scale, I'm like, why is it going up? It didn't work. I've done the fad diets where I ate food I didn't like, and oh God, I tried to fool myself into thinking that I did like it, and then as soon as I stopped eating it, boom, I gained the weight right back. It wasn't like that with SD Fat Loss. They lay out a plan. Wayne and Chloe over there, when you go to sdfatloss.com, they're going to sit down with you. They're going to put together a tailor-made plan to make sure you lose weight, to make sure you succeed here, and I promise you will if you just follow what they say. sdfatloss.com. Schedule your free consultation today, and when you do it, mention this show, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. You're going to save yourself $200. Go there right now, sdfatloss.com. It's sdfatloss.com. Stay connected with San Diego Sports 760 no matter where you are, whether you're stepping out of your car or settling in at home. Just command your Google or Alexa smart speaker to play AM 760 or use the free iHeart app for seamless listening. It's like having your favorite station right in your pocket.
Big Rich, TDM, Fletch, right here on San Diego Sports 760. The question we asked at the start of the show, because we were hemming and hawing over this. Padres right now, even record 13-13. Are you pessimistic? Are you one of these people who are just waiting for the wheels to fall off? Are you riding that sweet middle all the way to end? Like, do you think this is going to be an 81-81 season, never better, never worse? Or are you optimistic? Are you thinking that the Padres are burgeoning success and they're right there? They're about to make that turn. We'd love to hear from you. Use the talkback feature on the free iHeart Radio app. You download the app if you don't have it. When you play our station, there's a little microphone button next to the play button. You click that. You can leave us a 20 or 30-second voicemail because we'd love to hear from you. Are you pessimistic? Are you right in the middle? Are you optimistic? We're kind of split. The three of us are in all different directions.
And so are the listeners so far. We have a few talkbacks that we'll play a little later on, but keep them coming. I want to play at least 10 on the show today, get this thing fired up. So we got a few right now, and they're about the Padres. One of the answers is going to piss you guys off so hard. I already know.
Okay, I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that smoke.
Me, I'm cultured and more open to things, but you guys are closed-minded, and you're going to hate it.
Sure, that's right.
That's actually pretty true.
A lot of people say that about this show. They're like easily the most cultured and mature. Fletch, no question. We don't question that. We don't.
By the way, so we're giving away $1,000 with bonus bucks here on San Diego Sports 760.
Yeah,
and Vice President of Programming Taylor Jukes sent us some like things to talk about. Talking points with, hey, it's kind of fun if you compare. Hey, what could you buy with $1,000?
Quick timeout.
Yeah.
I just want to point this out. We've discussed this with you in the past. You don't have to read every text and email you get.
No, this is really good. This is really good.
Yeah.
$1,000 can buy 1,492 cans of Coors Light.
You're damn right.
So, wait, 1,500 cans?
It can buy you 52 filet mignons. Or I read the same email you read last night. I think the point I was making was you didn't have to read the whole first part. Like, hey, subject line, hey, check this out, guys, for the $1,000 contest. And also, in the contents of this email, she mentions these are ways we can promote our cash giveaway.
When you put it that way, yeah, it does seem like I shouldn't have, but I still feel like it was fine to give the backstory. 1,500 cans of Coors Light.
Nobody needed the backstory. But yeah, that's a lot
I
of
would
Coors.
like 1,500 Coors Lights, though.
Dude,
Right.
Well, hell yeah.
Right.
Well, do you want $1,000?
I do.
Okay. Do you know what?
I'll forward you this email.
Dude, that's like
TD.
that's like 200 gallons of gas. How about that? You ever think of that? Yeah.
I'll do it.
200 gallons of gas.
It's a lot of
buddy.
gas.
52 tenderloin steaks. That seems low.
Well, I mean, listen, I
think she's going off Costco prices.
the steak well, at a restaurant, you order a restaurant steak, you're paying $40. Like for a decent cut.
Minimum.
Yeah, you're paying $40
Wow.
these days. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, be listening for opportunities to win across the lineup on this station. We have ways to win $1,000.
Wow.
You just heard a couple of things you can buy. Like, for example, 1,500 Coors Light.
It's actually 1492, which is also the year that Columbus sailed the ocean blue, which is also weird because in that Coors Light, if the mountains are blue, I mean, you know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Everybody follows that.
I think you know what to do.
Yeah. Take a lap for that?
It sort of feels like you're due.
For 1492? Thought maybe I'd get a pat on the back of putting that all together. Fletch just sits there in disappointment. Why are you pointing to the door?
Giving you the thumb.
What? They're like literally all of our listeners are like, wow, that is. I'll take a lap.
Oh my gosh. All right, listen, coming up on the show today, we got the NFL draft. It's very close, right? We're hours away. Tomorrow, 5 p.m., the NFL draft. So we're going to play fact or fiction. A lot of storylines heading in over the next 24 hours. We're going to sort of divvy the thing up. Also, again, are you right in the middle? Are you pessimistic or optimistic with the Padres? Hit us up on the Talkback, the free iHeartRadio app. It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch on a Wednesday, San Diego Sports 760. What's up, Sando? What up? Hey, it's Big Rich here for the San Diego Giving Back Raffle. Love this time of year. It's a great opportunity for you to support local charities surrounding Ronald McDonald House, which keep families close to their hospitalized children. 300 steps away from the Children's Hospital right here in San Diego. The Ronald McDonald House provides overnight lodging, warm meals, a lot of other programs and services to help these families during a time of medical crisis. Imagine yourself in these shoes, right? You're from elsewhere in California. Maybe you live out of state. All of a sudden you have a sick kid life flighted to this hospital in San Diego. You don't spend a lot of time there. You don't know family there. Hotel rooms are expensive. You don't know how you're going to work. They provide help for those families in need during those times, for the siblings of those children, right? They're providing opportunities to continue their education or take care of them while mom and dad are making some serious decisions across the street over at the Children's Hospital. 2024 marks the 20th anniversary of the San Diego Giving Back Raffle, benefiting the Ronald McDonald House Charities of San Diego. This year's edition features more than 2,000 great prizes, including 20 vacations, 20 vehicle options, 20 days of $20,000 prizes this summer. It all leads up to July 25th. Every raffle supporter is guaranteed to win on that grand prize drawing on the 25th. Raffle fundraisers have helped throughout the year build our San Diego home, and in return, the San Diego Ronald McDonald House has awarded more than $30 million in prizes to participants just for choosing to give back. Tickets start at $150 each. It's the San Diego Giving Back Raffle, the San Diego Giving Back Raffle.
Hour 2, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. This update presented by Toyota of Poway in the heart of San Diego. Padres fall to the Rockies 7-4 at Coors Field yesterday after taking an early 4-1 lead. 2 more against the Rockies. Matt Waldron on the mound today. And it was reported this morning by ESPN that the Heisman Trust is giving Reggie Bush his 2005 Heisman Trophy back. NFL draft gets going tomorrow. Bears have the first overall pick. They're expected to take quarterback Caleb Williams out of USC. We will have live coverage of the NFL draft starting at 5 o'clock tomorrow, leading you straight into Lakers Nuggets Game 3 in the NBA playoffs, all right here on San Diego Sports 760. Spring into savings at Toyota of Poway. They've got over 200 new and pre-owned Toyotas in stock, and will get you into the Toyota of your dreams. With special finance and lease rates, there's never been a better time to get a new or certified pre-owned Toyota. Visit them now or at toyotaofpoway.com.
Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. Happy Wednesday to those who celebrate. Happy hump day to you all.
What the hell was going on in there during my update?
Oh, dude.
It was so loud.
We were just shouting.
It's not soundproof anymore.
Yeah.
We've killed the soundproof door.
We tore the soundproof stripping off the bottom because it was hanging on by a thread. So now
It wasn't safe for our guy here who has an acorn foot.
yeah, he's got the old, we call him old acorn foot.
It's got a boot scoot around here, and
You know
he
what
couldn't
else?
get through the door.
By the way, TD, you think that we're the jerks, that we're mean, and we make you go on laps? It's not us.
What?
YouTube chat, 2 different people, take a lap. TD, I love you, brother, but sometimes you got to take a lap.
Wow.
Text line, lap. Take a lap.
Wow.
TD, lap time.
Wow.
It's not us.
Wow.
Coming in hot.
I don't remember what I said. I just didn't feel like it was that lap worthy.
Some sort of Columbus reference. Look,
Oh,
I don't want to dwell in the past.
What?
I don't want to dwell in the past. Not-
1492. I remember.
See, you're going down the path again. So we're going to get into NFL draft fact or fiction, but we're going to play a couple of talkbacks first. We asked a question at the start of the show. With the 13-13 record, the San Diego Padres, are you pessimistic? Are you thinking that this is what it is? We're just going to ride that sweet middle? Or are you optimistic? You think at some point the Padres are going to take a great turn? Fletch, what do we have up on the talkback first?
Peggy. Yeah, I mean, it does seem easy if you just lay it out like that. We had a bit of a streak going, right? Did they win 3 series in a row?
And they can win this one. It's a 4-game series. So far it's 1-1. I would say nothing right now is must win, but you got to beat the stupid Rockies. Like, they just got their 6th win of the season yesterday. They're bad. They're a bad baseball team. You got to beat the Rockies 3 out of 4.
Yeah, they won those 3 in a row, lost the Toronto series when the Blue Jays came to town, so they can regain some of that. They got to take 3 from the Rockies, which, by the way, if you look at the Rockies on paper,
They're bad.
they're not good.
They suck.
They are not a good baseball team. So I'm not saying any one game, any team can get hot. You saw it in the 4th inning against Michael King yesterday. He had the blow up. He gave up his first career grand slam. It can happen. Matt Waldron, maybe the knuckleball isn't knuckling. Who knows? It could happen. But the point is, overall, this is the Padres, much better baseball team than the Rockies. So they should win. So that's the question, though, right? Are you the type of person who says, well, they should win, so they will? Or you're the type of person who say, hey, they should win, but yeah, we've said that so many times, they're going to lose. Or you're the type of person like, no, they're going to split this series. I mean, this is the perfect example of what we're talking about.
That's what it feels like to me.
You feel like it's going to be a split series, and this is going to be a 500 baseball team.
My gut says they lose today, they win tomorrow.
Okay. What about you, Fletch? You have been pessimistic about
Why are you just staring at me with this little grin?
Oh, I think you're probably right. I am ridiculously pessimistic. And it's not because I want to be. Like, you brought that up earlier, Rich. You were like, you said at the beginning of the year that they were going to be a 78-win season. Well, I still kind of feel that. Like, I feel that it's probably going to be a 78 or around a 78-win season. It's not what I want. I want this team to win 88, 90 games. Like, I want this to be
1,000 games.
No, because I remember how much fun freaking 2022 was when I was down getting COVID at bars with Padre fans. Like,
yeah.
It's great.
No regrets.
Awesome.
The summer of 2020, when we're all masked up and doing naughty things.
I have not had that many high fives since. Like, it was a blast. I had a great time, and I want that back in San Diego. That energy is something that I have not found anywhere else in my life.
Well, you know what you sound like? You sound like a Padres fan. Like, this is you are in the massive majority, I would assume, and we'll find out with these talkbacks because we asked the question. Are you optimistic like myself? A little pessimistic? Like
I'm also selfish.
Like Ben? like
I just want that feeling in my life again, and I want that feeling in the city of San Diego again. This is the talkback that's going to piss you guys off.
Okay.
And you'll know why about 10 seconds in, but this is from our buddy Muhammad. Soccer is the answer.
Yeah, well, okay. I kind of get what he's saying, though. I mean, especially when you're looking at baseball of, you can spend unlimited money. I understand there'll be a penalty on it, but the teams that want to buy players can buy players. Where it doesn't work is look at last year. I mean, Padres opened up their pocketbook and it didn't get put together. So if you're mad at the Yankees for spending money, you're mad at the Dodgers for spending money because, they always win. They always buy their team. It didn't work here in San Diego. But I get what he's saying.
Yeah, here's the big problem, and I agree with a lot of what Muhammad said. There is in American sports, the way the leagues were constructed, you can't just switch it over to relegation and just say, oh, well, that cures all ills, because there's profit sharing in baseball and there's no salary cap. So you have a situation where all of these teams can get rich whether they spend or they don't because they're sharing profits. So if the Yankees want to put in, a payroll reaching $300 million a year, and the Padres want to spend, 135, and the A's want to spend 65, like, you can have all of those teams in the same league. And the A's, I mean, by the way, with John Fisher, would be happy being in the bottom bracket or the bottom division of in relegation for eternity, because he's just interested in padding his pocket. He's not interested in making a winner.
Yeah, the A's would need like a Ryan Reynolds, Rob McElhenney situation with the Wrexham club to come in and actually invest in the team to get them to bump up. By the way, I think that team just got promoted again. It shows you what ownership can do in these situations. I don't disagree with the point. I'd be a fan of relegation for college football, actually. Like, I think that might be the next step.
They're talking about it in the super conference,
right.
The 80-team super conference.
Now, I think that probably, when you look at soccer, I think it's a dumb sport. I think relegation is the way to go for a lot of leagues.
Let's rewind.
Dumb sport, but they know how to do it.
What happens on the field in soccer is stupid to me. Like,
God, I've tried, man. I've tried to give it a shot. It's just kind of boring.
And I understand that the majority of this planet disagrees with me and thinks I'm an idiot about this, but soccer, it bores me. It really does. And it's not saying I won't root for the San Diego Wave or the San Diego Football Club when they get here. Absolutely, go for it. I think more pro San Diego sports is better.
Yeah.
But soccer itself does not do it for me. But relegation, I think, is the way that all sports leagues should be handled.
So again, steering back to the question we asked this morning, if you think the Padres are going to be bad this season and you're stuck in the pessimistic outlook, which, by the way, a lot of Padres fans are stuck there because the Padres have not given you a lot of reason for optimism. Or if you're riding the middle, or if you think that this is going to go well, we'd love to hear from you all. Use the talkback feature. It's right next to the play button on the free iHeartRadio app. So if you're listening to us there, you could send us a quick voicemail. We can play it on air. Do we have another talkback?
I think so.
And this one actually sets us up for the NFL draft. So you say Brock
Bowers at 5,
who is a historically great college football tight end. Now, historically great college football tight ends haven't always translated to the league, a la Kyle Pitts, but Brock Bowers is supposed to be a can't-miss first-round prospect.
It's still going. It's just birds chirping.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
I kind of like it as well. I
feel that on a loop.
Yeah, I feel like we're at the PGA Tour or something.
Good thing you didn't hear like flush.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just like, damn, I got it on my hand again. We got our morning monologues coming up in a little bit here, but we should probably get into draft rumors, fact or fiction. So a lot of storylines floating around in the NFL leading into tomorrow, the NFL Draft 2024's edition. So let's start here with the Washington Commanders, because it sort of feels like we're going to see first to the Bears. So we'll go to the number 2 overall pick, Washington Commanders. Is Daniels a lock at number 2?
I don't know. I don't know this. You can, every time you talk about it, I'm like, well, you make a case for the other guy.
Fact or fiction? I'm going to say fact. And here's the reason why, because I do think that Jaden Daniels, I think he projects better than any of the other quarterbacks. That's my own opinion. I don't know, because let's all be very honest with each other. We haven't seen any of these guys play at the NFL level, but just from film research and some of the things I read about the interview process at the combine or during the pre-draft process, I should say, Jaden Daniels, it has more than impressed me. Caleb Williams as well, but I like Daniels. I think he's going number 2.
I like Daniels a lot too. I think he absolutely should be the number 2 pick in this draft. I think he's the second best quarterback in this draft. However, it is the Washington Commanders picking, and they have a tendency to F things up. Now, change in ownership, change in values, maybe something changes here and they do the smart thing, but I think this is kind of one of those KISS, keep it simple, stupid situations. Take the best available, and that would be Jaden Daniels.
You don't think that they would just to throw a wrench in things, take Drake May?
They might.
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like the 1, 2, 3 that we got several months ago is probably the 1, 2, 3 we're going to get.
Yeah, you're probably right. You probably stick with fact on that.
Here's another rumor. The Cardinals want to trade out. Fact or fiction? So if New England opts to select a quarterback at number 3, the Arizona Cardinals would be open to trading down. However, they are unlikely to drop out of the top 10 unless they receive comparable offers to what they got last year when they moved from number 3 to 12. How much are you buying that though? Do you think the Cardinals would actually bump themselves down to increase some of their draft capital?
Fiction all the way.
Yeah.
I don't think they're moving. I think they're taking Marvin Harrison Jr. there. If you have a chance at a generational wide receiver in today's NFL, I think you have to take it.
I would agree with you. I'm gonna say this is fact, and here's the reason why.
Wow.
I think that the Cardinals would consider it seriously because of how many options there are at wide receiver in this draft. I do agree with you about Marvin Harrison Jr. I think whoever gets them gets a great talent, but I think the talent at wide receiver projects so easily or much more seamlessly to the NFL than it ever has before. So you could get a great value at wide receiver later in the first round and still kind of scratch that itch.
Yeah, but do you know who their wide receivers are right now?
No, I know.
It's nothing. It's
I
Michael
know.
Wilson, Greg Dortch, Chris Moore. Like, these are names that you don't draft in fantasy football. You need to have somebody.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think they move anywhere. I think they stick and stay.
Greg Dortch.
I like it a lot.
Fact or fiction? Bo Nix could be a first-round quarterback.
Fact.
The Oregon Duck quarterback.
Fact.
Facts as well.
This is going to sound weird. When you look at his literal body, I think that it's going to be too attractive for an NFL team to pass up. And like, the measurables are there for him. You can teach some of the other stuff. I think Bo Nix, without a doubt, is a first-round talent. He will be a first-round pick this year. I don't know where he goes. It could be Minnesota. It could be New England. It could be a lot of different teams, but we'll see. Bo Nix is a first-round.
It will be the Denver Broncos.
I hope so.
It will be the Denver Broncos. They need a quarterback. Yeah, they need a quarterback, and they're going to be picking 12 because they're not going to be able to move around, and he's going to be the guy left on the board.
Dude, I could see him easily going in the top 20 picks, top 15 picks, because there's so many quarterback needy teams. Michael Penix. So again, we all agree that one was fact. Fact or fiction? Michael Penix Jr. could be a first-round quarterback.
Fact. And if I'm the Denver Broncos, that's who I want.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, that's a better fit than Bo Nix for you.
I think so.
I'm going to say fiction here. This is my first fiction. All right, and here's the reason why. I love Michael Penix Jr. I think outside of that national championship game, he put together an unbelievable senior season or final season at Washington. The problem is medical. 2 torn ACLs, a dislocated shoulder. I mean, medical is one of, ask any executive player personnel director. That is the biggest concern with players to NFL. Your availability is everything at that level.
This
you
is
might be
a
right.
legitimate question I've asked many times, but fact or fiction, are ACLs stronger after you get them repaired?
No. So ACLs, I think the reoccurrence of injury, I guess it depends, but the reoccurrence of injury or more injuries in that knee after an ACL tear is much higher, unfortunately.
Fletch watched RoboCop yesterday, so now he's probably thinking everything is just mechanical.
Yeah, that's right.
Honestly, solid movie.
It's really good.
Like on a grading scale, A to F.
Oh, really quick, since we're talking about Fletch, Brandon Ayuk, fact or fiction,
Ooh.
he will be traded before the draft.
Fiction.
Okay.
Fiction,
Wow.
and I'll tell you why. Did you
Okay.
see John Lynch at the podium a couple days ago?
No, he did not.
Okay, it popped up on my Twitter account. I was like, John Lynch is speaking to 49ers fans. And so I immediately opened it up. John Lynch kind of had a little smile on his face, and he's not great at hiding everything because he's still a newer GM. I know he's been at it for like 6 years, but he's the player turned GM, hadn't been in front offices. So he doesn't have the AJ Preller talent of just lying to your face. He's much more open, I think. And he had a little smile on his face when he said, yeah, Brandon, I can't really tell you guys anything. We've had really good talks the last couple of days. And then he gave a little, I think it's happening.
You think it's happening that he is being traded?
No, I think he is getting a fat contract that's on his desk right now, and he and his agents are negotiating to add in some other stuff.
So I think this is fiction also. I do not think he's going to be traded. I think that Ayuk, this is so similar to something they just did. Deebo Samuel stomped his feet, wanted a new deal. 2022, the Jets offered, including a package that included their 10th overall pick for Deebo Samuel. The 49ers turned it down. They broke off Deebo Samuel. I think they find a way to finagle the cap. Also with a cheap quarterback. Remember, they still haven't paid Brock Purdy. So
and he dismissed anything about getting a contract extension this year. He said that's going to wait.
Mm.
So ask me the same question, though, about Deebo Samuel.
Okay,
wait,
same
that
question.
They would trade Deebo Samuel? Yeah.
I think he might.
Interesting.
I think
Okay.
Deebo might be gone on draft day.
I think they're both there for this upcoming season. I think they're going to try to ride this cheap Brock Purdy train until the wheels absolutely fall off.
I don't think so. I think this probably happens. I think he gets traded.
Which one?
Ayuk. I think. Either one of them goes.
This is fun. All right. I don't want it to. By the way, what's your grade on RoboCop?
I mean, given it, did we find it 87? Was that when it came out?
I didn't look. I thought you told me. I thought it was
I
just
think
factual.
It is 87.
Around there.
If it's 87, like that movie gets a solid B plus.
Okay, what if it's 97?
D.
It's 1987.
87, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, solid B plus. Like, dude, it was goofy, it was fun, it was campy. Like, I enjoyed it. The one huge issue I have with it is like when the main guy, Murphy is his name.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
He like goes and infiltrates the bad guy's camp, who's played by the dude who says, I'm going to put a boot up your ass in that 70s show. And they shoot him 75 times. And then, by the way, at the very end of it, somehow he's still alive with both arms completely blown
Even
off.
though he's been shot in the head.
90,000 bullet holes in his chest. And then the main guy comes up and pops him in the head with the gun and shoots him in the face. And then the doctors are like, we're going to defibrillate him and bring him back. Like, he's going to be alive.
He's got to get to work.
By the way,
They shot him in the head.
He's
They're trying to
gotta get to
defibrillate him.
work.
all action movies until the genre was taken more seriously were that. It was just like the most ridiculous set of circumstances, explosions,
He was shot
car
in
wrecks.
the head.
He has to get to work.
The doc was like, okay, time of death, 6:15. Like 45 minutes after he got shot in
Doctor's
the head.
smoking a cigarette. This one's dead. Just stomps out a
You
butt.
guys want to do 4-minute monologue real quick?
Yeah.
Or-
Oh, last question. Fact or fiction? The Rams take a QB in this draft.
Ooh, that's a good one.
In the draft? Anywhere in the draft?
Yeah, let's say though, I don't know where they're picking, so I can't say for sure. But
the F them picks is still going on. I think 2025 is the first time they get picks back in the first round.
They took Stetson Bennett, the national champion quarterback, in the 4th round last year. Stafford's entering year 16.
Oh, hang on now. They have the 19th overall pick.
So do the Rams go quarterback?
19th overall. Some of those names we were just talking about are available there.
If there's value,
Bo Nix, Michael Penix.
I say this is fact. If there's a value pick at quarterback late in the 1st round, I think they take a quarterback.
Yeah, I think they will.
Yeah.
I think they will.
Yeah.
Why not? Fact. Okay.
All right, Fletch, why don't you lead us off this morning with the morning monologue?
I just said what was going to be my monologue about RoboCop, so I'll stay off of that. Have you guys seen the stupid ass new trend on Twitter that's like look between the H and the J on your keyboard and that'll tell you the answer?
J. There's nothing between it.
Yeah, maybe not H and J. What is it? It's
T and I, buddy.
Okay, whatever. There's a million of them. Like they'll say look between the H and the L and it's JK, so it's like just kidding. You look between the I hate it. It's the dumbest trend ever because now I'm looking at my keyboard all the time.
Well,
that's
weird.
it. That's it.
Okay.
I saw it last night. Yeah, somebody said
look between the Y and the I, and you are the answer. Is that what that's supposed to be?
A bunch of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Dumb.
But they're doing it a bunch of different ways. Look between the Q and the R. We should be in love.
Oh God. Are those space pants?
I love how Fletch sometimes just says things in our ears.
Right. My monologue looks like this. I mean, what a time to be alive here, because as I have been scrolling through social media, I've been getting a lot of band videos, one particular band that keeps showing up over and over and over again. I think we're witnessing Nickelback becoming cool again.
They're back.
They're back. Nickelback back. What? Nickelback is cool again? It's like they were a caterpillar that got into this ugly cocoon and everybody hated them in the cocoon. And now Nickelback is a beautiful butterfly. They're playing country festivals as rock bands. They're not even changing. All of a sudden, it's okay if I listen to Nickelback as I pull into the driveway here at iHeart San Diego. God bless America.
Their cover of the Hardy song is better than Hardy's version of that song.
Well, Hardy kind of sucks.
I woke up on the wrong side.
Yeah, because it sounds like a Nickelback song. It does.
By the way, our hate as a country collectively has earned them $150 million. So congratulations to Nickelback.
Dude, Nickelback is an enormous touring show. And they always have been. Even during the height of the Nickelback hatred, people are showing up. Of course, they would they would drive their car to a parking garage, change cars, change clothes, and then they would drive to another location where they met up with friends, hop in that car, and then they would go to the
this graph.
Nobody ever posted that they were at Facebook location. They would turn it off when they were going to a Nickelback concert. I don't want nobody to know. Yeah, any pictures?
That's true.
Hey,
That's
I
true.
went to a concert last night.
Right.
Location off on my Instagram account.
Chad Kroger also wears pit vipers.
Does he really?
He does?
Occasionally.
Those are the unofficial show sunglasses.
Huh.
We don't have a show sunglass, so if there are any sponsors listening, this could be you. But Pit Viper will take that mantle for now.
Wow.
Okay, well, listen, we've ran out of time to do my monologue, which is fine because it wasn't great. It was about the Clippers and the Mavericks. I'll fill you in if there's time later on. Red pill, blue pill coming up on the other side. We have some interesting comparisons. What do you got?
Yeah, red pill, GMC. Blue pill, GMC. I'm taking both pills. Okay, that's how I do it. I don't care. I love my GMC truck. I actually love my GMC truck as well as my GMC truck dealership, which is North County Cadillac GMC, because look, I know that sometimes it's a struggle when you're trying to find a new car and you're going through the process and it kind of sucks. It doesn't suck at North County Cadillac GMC. Go there. Like if you're starting to think about shopping for a new car, stop by North County Cadillac GMC. Make it your very first stop. See my friend Jamie, the general manager there, is going to take care of you. He's going to make sure you get a fantastic deal on new Cadillac and GMC models. The Sierra 1500, if you're looking at the Yukon, if you're looking for an electric vehicle like the Cadillac Lyriq, they can help you get a great deal on that. Also, pre-owned vehicles, and there's story after story about how great North County Cadillac GMC is, including the service department. Brought my truck in for basics, and I always receive excellent service. Larry is my service advisor. I can't be happier with his thoroughness and professionalism. That's from Mark. Mark, I understand it. Larry is my service advisor as well. When I want something done to my truck, when I need service done, I don't take it anywhere except North County Cadillac GMC because, look, I don't want people to touch my truck. Then that's who I believe in. That's who I trust. And I trust them whether I'm buying a car, whether I'm working on my car, whatever it may be. You can trust them as well. And there's a reason why North County Cadillac GMC was voted San Diego's best domestic auto dealer in the San Diego Union Tribune Readers Poll. Experience the difference yourself. Stop by North County Cadillac GMC in the heart of the Escondido Auto Mall today. North County Cadillac GMC, exceeding your expectations every time. Coming up tomorrow, we have live coverage of the NFL Draft from Fox Sports Radio starting at 5. Then at 7, it's Game 3 between the Lakers and the Nuggets. Keep it locked here to San Diego Sports 760.
This update is presented by Toyota of Poway in the heart of San Diego. Padres fall to the Rockies 7-4 at Coors Field yesterday after taking an early 4-1 lead. 2 more against the Rockies. Matt Waldron on the mound today. Reported this morning by ESPN that the Heisman Trust is giving Reggie Bush his 2005 Heisman Trophy back. NFL Draft gets going tomorrow. Bears have the first overall pick. They're expected to take Caleb Williams out of USC. By the way, listen to San Diego Sports 760 tomorrow. Starting at 5, we have coverage of the draft from Fox Sports Radio. And then at 7 o'clock, John Ireland will be on the call as the Lakers take on the Nuggets. You can listen to it all right here on San Diego Sports 760. Spring into savings at Toyota of Poway. They've got over 200 new and pre-owned Toyotas in stock and will get you into the Toyota of your dreams with special finance and lease rates. There's never been a better time to get a new or certified pre-owned Toyota. Visit them now or at toyotaofpoway.com.
We got a pair of tickets to go see Luke Bryan at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. That's happening August 8th. Tickets and info at Ticketmaster.com, or just keep listening here for your chance to win those. And also win a pair of tickets to go see the Indoor Football League San Diego Strike Force. Hard hits and a ton of fun for families and friends, happening Sunday, April 28th. That's this Sunday, against the Bay Area Panthers. SDStrikeforce.com for tickets and info there, or don't move that dial because it's coming up quick.
We got red pill, blue pill. And we're going to do this a lot of, like an NFL draft feel to this. We'll explain as we go through it. So we'll lead off there. Red pill, first round draft pick in the NFL. You can only choose one of these and it locks you in for the rest of your life. So red pill, first round draft pick in the NFL. Blue pill, first round draft pick in the NBA. Which one would you choose? First rounder in the NFL, first rounder in the NBA.
Ooh, wow. I think I'd go NFL.
You're going red pill.
Yeah, I'm going red pill. I'm going NFL on this one. I feel like that one's more fun for me.
I'm going to go blue pill NBA because like there are like every single NBA like MVP is still alive. I think maybe barring just one of them. So like life after basketball seems like it works out better than life after football.
Yeah, I know Rich Ornberger, so I'm going NBA.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with that head stuff. No, I would go NBA because also you can be like the 7th or 8th person on NBA team and play like 5 minutes a game to 10 minutes a game and make $20-30 million.
Yeah, that's a great point. And by the way, first rounders in the NBA, they get passed around. If they stink, they get passed around from team to team to team on name recognition and potential.
Andrew Wiggins, he's been on like 7 or 8 NBA teams, and the dude has cashed like $80-90 million in his career.
Well, if I'm the first round pick in the NBA, like I'm never playing. I'm just look at me.
That's fine. You're still gonna make bank.
Red pill, you can only speak in riddles. Blue pill, you can only speak in rhymes.
I wonder
You
who
have to
wrote
lock
this.
in one choice for the rest of your life.
Just think of how irritating that would be either way.
I'm going to go red pill, only speak in riddles. Here's why. When you are mysterious, women like you. And so as a guy, yeah, I mean, it can come off as super douchey, but if you are like kind of like a riddle, like mysterious dude, and you don't say a lot, you can still do well.
Okay, but let's say you slip on an acorn, you break your leg, you're laid up on the couch, and you would like your wife, if she's like, she goes, do you need anything? And you're like, what I'd like is the package of Oreos, but you have to give riddles to give Oreos, and she can't figure it out.
Well, okay, but how about this? You'd be divorced in like 2 weeks because you'd be like, I slipped on an acorn, should have been watching day porn. Can I have some Oreos? Because I'm boring. No, it's going nowhere. Look, the point is, I think riddles are more attractive than rhymes.
Blue pill rhyme because I could be feeling good all the time and I'm looking so fine. And something else with rhyme.
You could be a rapper.
Oh my God, are you Eminem? You
If
are
anyone wants to call in, feel
bald,
free to chime.
bearded, broken Eminem.
Oh
Rhymes
God.
orange with orange.
Jeez.
Oh my God. I was going blue pill until that display.
Yes.
Now only riddles.
See, I feel gross about it.
How about this?
No, Rich, you skipped one.
No.
And I would like to say,
Red pill, constant arousal. Blue pill, constant drunkenness. You have to lock in one for the rest of your life. So you're either going to be constantly aroused or just constantly hammered.
So we saw an article yesterday about the constant arousal thing, and it actually sounds pretty awful. But then I saw an article this morning out of the New York Times talking about this dude whose body literally turns everything he eats or drinks into alcohol once it's in him, and he's constantly wasted.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
I'm going with constantly aroused red pill because, I mean, well, there's so many reasons. The one thing, there are obviously there are bad things about it. Like you can't be trusted around any countertop or table.
Well, like you're not heading over to your kid's school anytime soon.
If you turn too fast, you're clearing off a countertop. Can
Good
you
luck being the mall
no
Santa.
house plant is safe around you?
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, Mall Santa, that job's out. No house plant. I would go red pill on this constant arousal because I mean, otherwise I can't drive. I can't operate heavy equipment.
Oh yeah.
But I can aroused.
And I do often.
Yes, sometimes the whatever I'm driving causes the arousal.
This is NFL draft related, kinda. I guess it's draft adjacent. Okay, for the rest of your life, you got to lock in one choice: red pill, beer in a can; blue pill, a draft of beer.
Ooh, okay. This is an easy one for me.
No, it's not.
It's easy.
No, it's not.
Easy.
I'll lay out scenarios,
Okay,
and
what-
you'll agree it's not easy.
Okay, hang on. What's your? So you got it. Well,
Blue pill draft beer.
okay.
All day long. Ice cold draft beer. It is icy cold, right? It's not like it's a warm draft beer. Ice cold draft beer?
Here's
Yeah.
the problem. You belly up to a bar, draft all day. Like if a bartender comes up to you, oh, you want that in a bottle or draft? I would say draft every single time. Camping is the problem. Lakes are the problem. There is nothing like reaching into an ice chest and pulling out a Coors Light with the mountains being blue.
What's funny about that is I pictured like the woodland setting, a
Right.
campfire, and I pictured me sitting next to a kegerator.
Yeah,
I don't know why. Like my assumption though is anytime I want a beer,
It's draft.
a draft beer is going to be available.
That's what's in my head.
Like I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna be like, gosh, I could go for a beer, and then I'm gonna reach behind the tree log I'm sitting on next to the campfire, and somebody's gonna go, "Where did you get that?"
Let's
Just a
localize
tap.
this.
I don't know.
You go to a house party in San Diego somewhere, like, I don't know, say Costa's having one of his bashes, and there's always the ice chest out under the porch. And so you walk over there, you reach into the ice chest. Oh my God, is that a society can? Yes, it is. Oh, is that a pupil? Thank you, sir. Grab the pupil out of the ice can. It's ice cold. You take a sip. Oh,
So you're suggesting that with one of these pills that I take,
Little product placement there.
yeah, no
Oh
kidding.
my God, is this a very specific beer in this cooler?
Costa always has society. I love beer out of a can. I'm going can.
Was this a red pill, blue pill ad that just happened?
I think it was. I think he just subterfuge.
I did Coors Light. I did society. Who else do we need to do?
I'm going blue pill draft. I love a draft beer. And so, and you know what would make camping better? Draft beers.
Yeah, no doubt.
So like, there's a way to make that happen.
Yeah, like if you want me to go camping, you better say that there will be draft beer.
Speaking of the NFL draft, red pill, you're always in a draft. Constant windy situation, 30-mile-per-hour wind. Blue pill, it's always drizzling. So you got to choose one hell to live in.
This is why I live in San Diego, so I don't have to deal with these.
Okay, hold on. Let's see what's
drizzling for me.
Yeah, blue pill drizzling. I hate the wind. Gives me a headache. 30 miles per hour. That's like just enough to irritate me.
Hang on. The wind gives you a headache?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Why?
But I think everything gives me a headache. Yeah, maybe.
I was going to say, I've never seen anybody carry acetaminophen like Tylenol in his front pocket right now. Look. There it is. Well, no, hang on. You have a broken leg. If you ever are like, gosh, my back sore, I'll always go like this, TD, could I get one? And he'll be like, yep, get you. And he reaches into the breast pocket of his shirt.
Are those just loose pills in your pocket?
Yeah. I can't tell you how many times I've accepted loose pills from TD without even asking what they are.
Not even in a Ziploc?
No, well, I like on my way out, I throw some in my hand and I just right in the pocket.
By the way, he also has like names for the pocket lint. Like you'd be like, ooh, got a fuzzy.
Accepting loose pills from a 44-year-old white man with vague stubble on his face is not something you do.
It's fine. I'm not going to kill anyone.
Sometimes
today.
Yet. Okay. Coming up next, the NHL needs our help, guys. Okay, the National Hockey League, we very rarely talk about this, but boy, do they need us.
Steve Jeffries, listen up.
Yeah, you're damn right. This is a big deal. All right, before we skate out of here, though, I want to talk to you about the Good Feet store, their arch supports, a back saver, a game changer. What do I mean by that? So these arch supports, all you do is slip them into your shoes, and if you're anything like me, you're going to have all of your lower body joint pain improve or disappear. That's exactly what happened. So a lot of knee pain, a lot of hip pain, a lot of back pain, lots of back pain. I had one back surgery already. And leaving the NFL, I was kind of a mess. With the Good Feet store, though, I don't have to worry about my back anymore. Honestly, I have so many good days. I even forget sometimes that I had that surgery. It's awesome. In terms of the hip, I was going to get an MRI. I was scheduled for one. Ever since using these arch supports, the hip pain really dissipated. So I canceled that scheduled appointment and just moved on with my life. Same with the knee pain. So if you're struggling with any lower body joint pain whatsoever, get out to the Good Feet store. There's one near you. I promise. 200 plus locations around the U.S. and overseas. When you buy Good Feet store, you buy local. There's a manufacturing plant right here in Carlsbad, California. Check them out at goodfeet.com. That's goodfeet.com.
Hey, it's Fletch, and for months and months, and I do mean months, I was telling all of you about this app called Prize Picks, and I've loved getting all the messages from people who have won on Prize Picks. I've loved interacting with listeners who are doing it, and for months I was talking to these two guys about Prize Picks, and finally someone listened to me. Rich Orberger on Prize Picks now. He used promo code DOGS. He got a first deposit match on his $100 that he deposited, so he was starting off playing with $200. 100 of that wasn't even his. Richie, how are you liking that?
I love that. Okay, so this is how fast it was. I signed up, or I downloaded the app first, signed up super quick. I'm guessing under a minute. They didn't need it wasn't all of that. It was a couple, like your name, your address, like, yeah, it's normal stuff, right? And then I use Apple Pay. I made my first deposit within 5 minutes of having the app, and I was off to the races placing my first entry. All of it happened within probably about 6 to 7 minutes. And since then, I haven't stopped. It is the most fun daily fantasy app on the planet.
Look, everyone's watching the sports anyways, right? We have listeners every single day texting us about the Padres game from last night. Well, make the game a little more interesting. Like yesterday in the 7th inning when the Padres were losing, I still had stuff on the line the entire game because of Prize Picks, and it makes everything a little bit more interesting when you're watching. I've even gotten into darts recently because of it. And speaking of other sports, MMA has potentially the biggest month in the history of fighting coming up in June. You want to be on the Prize Picks app for that. MMA makes fight nights in the UFC just wildly fun for about 6 hours at a time. So get on over to the Prize Picks app today, download it, use promo code DOGS, get a first deposit match up to $100. That's code DOGS on Prize Picks for a first deposit match up to $100. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.
Big Rich, TD, and Fletch coming up next hour. Back to your talkbacks. We asked a very specific question. Padres 13-13. Are you pessimistic? Are you optimistic? Are you riding the middle? Do you think this is just going to be straight down the barrel an 81-81 baseball team? Really curious to hear from you. So on the free iHeartRadio app, next to the play button, click that microphone button. You can leave us a 20 to 30 second voicemail. We can play it right on air. So if you have a strong opinion about this, optimism or pessimism wise, we'd love to hear from you. Also, TD is sort of one of these people right in the middle. He's like, 13-13, buckle up, kids. It's just going to be this way the whole year.
Tell you what we've gotten a lot of on Talkback today is Chargers draft talk.
Wow.
Dude, one of the most fascinating teams at the tippy top of the board are the Chargers. We'll get into that topic next hour too, because we haven't spent enough time talking about the massive changes, a complete overhaul offensively this offseason, plus signing the biggest catch of the coaching carousel, Jim Harbaugh.
Who now has an ugly ass tattoo. Did you guys see that?
The Michigan tattoo, the 15-0.
It looks terrible. Maybe it's because he has a flabby arm. I don't know. Maybe it's just the canvas, not the tattoo.
Crazy. You know, they did call him Flabby Arm Harbaugh when he played for the Chargers.
His arm looks like my right calf does now, which is just dangly skin.
Wow. That seemed a little rude.
I'm sorry, Jim.
So the Coyotes are moving to Utah. The NHL team is pulling up its stakes in Arizona, and it's heading to greener pastures elsewhere.
Because no one went to see them in Arizona.
The owner said, listen, we're going to just put up all the names that we think make sense on a bracket. We're going to have the fans whittle the field down to an ultimate winner. So this is going to be a fan bracket that leads us to our new team name, which I think is hysterically dangerous for this team to do, especially if they're crowdsourcing the names initially. Is that what their plan is? Because I think we could step in and help.
Boobs, yoga pants, sex, butts,
Literally,
sundresses.
Am I allowed to say? I don't know if I'm allowed. I mean, okay, soak. Am I allowed to say that?
Oh yeah, dude.
Okay.
Like the water guns.
Yeah, like water guns.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So
Everybody
that's
knows
obviously
water
that's
guns.
what they're referring to. Utah Soakers and Utah Storm and Mormons are on the list.
So the Salt Lake City Soakers is a little bit more pleasing from a, what do they call it, alliteration standpoint.
Correct.
It's also funny.
Very, very X-rated.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
we
yeah.
called
Yeah.
in Merced, and one of my best friends growing up was named Doug. He was a Mormon, and he called their little group the Mob. Mormons on bikes.
Oh, got it.
So
Got
what
it.
if it's the Utah Mob?
That's okay.
Yeah, it's
All right,
kind of
well,
cool,
more
actually.
Like the Moss, like the Mormons on skates.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds
Ice-
like skate
Yeah,
ice
they-
capades.
ice skating.
But they literally will bike around towns to spread the word.
How about this? The Utah Mormon moneymakers. You could have Moneymaker Mondays
Oh, yeah.
at the rink
Yeah.
where you just get a lot of just booty shaking, booty cleavage.
The NHL does say they will axe any names that they don't find appropriate. So,
Oh, man.
yeah, that's
How
lame.
about the Utah Saints in parentheses Latter Day? I mean, I wish they would have enlisted our help here.
There was a $287 million polar research ship that was built out in the UK, and they let a bracket style name challenge go on. The winning name of the boat was the SS Bodie McBoatface.
That's awesome.
That's what they named it.
I love it so much.
So please, God, let a really dumb name win this.
They should just grab the monologue from Happy Gilmore where he's talking about, I was also the only guy in the whole high school league to take his skates off and try to kill a guy
Yeah.
and make that the name of the team.
that whole thing,
Just the monologue.
that whole line.
Yeah, listen, it's very, very dangerous when you get fans involved. I remember one time when people originally were thinking of what the new soccer team name would be here in San Diego. Footy McFootface
Oh yeah,
was polling extraordinarily high.
I voted for that.
Footy
So for
McFootface.
right in for the next presidential election, can we just say President McPresident face?
I think that works. I think it's fine.
Oh
But,
my
yeah,
gosh.
and oddly, both sides would agree one way or the other.
The skating soakers.
Yeah.
Gosh, of Salt Lake City. Cannot wait to
So
go.
someone in the NHL is now Googling what that means.
Yeah. It's like, well, I mean, maybe we could do jumpers, but that doesn't really make much sense on skates. Anyways, if you don't understand the jokes, just look them up.
Yeah. Not at work.
No, for the love of God, definitely not on a work computer. All right. So we joke a lot on this show, but something really serious happened to us when we took something serious. Our diet, our lifestyle, the way we're eating and treating our bodies. SDFatLoss.com was the match to the powder keg, so to speak. And we had enough in the keg, if you catch my drift. The diet plan's super simple. The weight loss portion of it is super, super simple. Anybody can follow it. If we can do it, you can do it. We lost over 10 pounds apiece in the first week. We lost all together over 30 pounds within the first 30 days. And so far on the show, we've lost over 120 pounds collectively. SD fat loss works. It's the natural way to lose weight. You're not going to get prescribed any drugs. You're not going to be getting on a meal plan, counting points, counting calories. You're not going to be drinking gross protein shakes. It's all natural. It's the right way to eat. It's the right way to live. And the results are stunning. They really are. Not just from us, but from we've gotten DMs from some of our listeners who signed up with SD Fat Loss, and their results have been unbelievably impressive. One of our listeners actually was like, yeah, my goal was 25 pounds. So I'm going to reset my goal because I already lost 25. So his new goal was 35. And guess what? He blew through that goal too. And so this could be you. If you're still worried about the weight, you still don't know how to get it off and keep it off, look no further than sdfatloss.com. And if you mention Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, you save $200 on your subscription. That's enough of a reason to do it right now. sdfatloss.com. That's sdfatloss.com.
We're number 3, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. This update presented by Sid's Carpet Barn. We will start off with the Padres, who lose to the Rockies 7-4 at Coors Field yesterday after taking an early 4-1 lead. 2 more against the Rockies. Matt Waldron on the mound today. Reported this morning that the Heisman Trust has given Reggie Bush his 2005 Heisman Trophy back. And the NFL Draft gets going tomorrow. Bears have the first overall pick. They're expected to take quarterback Caleb Williams out of USC. You can listen to the draft starting at 5 o'clock right here on San Diego Sports 760. It'll lead you right into Lakers-Nuggets Game 3 starting at 7 o'clock. Keep it locked on San Diego Sports 760 all day tomorrow. For over 70 years, San Diegans have trusted Sid's Carpet Barn for all their floor covering needs. At Sid's, you'll always find great service, low everyday prices, and the largest selection of carpet, wood, laminate, and tile flooring. With immediate installation too, visit Sid's Carpet Barn or sidscarpetbarn.com.
Happy Wednesday to those who celebrate. Happy hump day to you all. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you. And we are just hours away from the NFL draft. We're going to get into that Padres loss. We still want your talkbacks. So open the free iHeartRadio app and go ahead and click the talkback button. It's a microphone button next to the play button. If you leave us a 20 or 30 second voicemail, the question we've asked this morning is, are you optimistic about this season? Are you pessimistic about this season? Or are you riding that sweet middle? Are they going to be 13-13 all the way through until an 81-81 final record on the year? Let's hear from you. Because we waffle every day. We wake up days after they win and we're like, Padres good. And then they lose and we're like, ooh, Padres bad.
1,000%. Yeah, it's quite the roller coaster. We say we're not going to be on. Although that's how it feels. It's not as emotional as it was last year. I'm not as emotionally attached to it.
Well, because you got so burned last year with the heightened expectations that you're a little bit numb to it all now. And that's the way I feel about it. I know there's a lot of people who are probably nodding along to the radio right now or the phone or the speaker that you're listening on, because that when you get burned, like when you're a lover scorned, the next relationship doesn't dazzle you quite the same way that last one did. It takes sometimes it takes a little bit of a rebound.
I've built up a wall, all right, and the Padres are just going to have to tear that down at some point. If they want this relationship to blossom
with their gentle, strong, calloused hands.
And I gotta tell you, I mean, no credentials doesn't help with this wall.
no, we're gonna really struggle. We'll have to climb it.
Yeah, it's fine.
We'll have to climb the wall. And listen, we will absolutely do that. We're great climbers. I don't know if you know this about the show, but very, very good athletes.
Mm-hmm.
We got to wait for Fletch's leg to mend all the way, though, before we climb anything.
Man, I got asked again yesterday, is he going to be ready for the golf tourney on June 21st?
Yeah.
I'm like,
even if I'm not, I will be.
God, that's the spirit.
That's the answer.
He's
the Tiger Woods of Big Rich, TD, and Fletch.
Although you also send us just random pictures of your legs together. One gross and the other one normal.
That it still gets so swollen?
No, it makes sense. You broke it.
Yeah, but I had surgery.
No, yeah.
Like more trauma.
So yeah, you broke your frail, dainty bones, your leg bones, your bird hollow bones,
little Italian bones,
your tiny little fig-filled Italian bones, and then some gentleman took a knife, sliced open your leg like a fillet, and then drilled into your bones rods and steel plates.
Right.
And then sutured you back together.
Okay, I'm going to have a pretty badass scar because of this.
Yeah,
text
it'll be
line,
rad.
the talkback is filled up with Padre stuff, but text line 70470, start your message with team. If I were to get a tattoo around the scar, which is going to be about 5 inches.
Acorn.
Squirrel.
I was thinking because it's going to kind of look like a pole. Maybe I can get a stripper dancing on it.
No, check it out. What if it is like a squirrel, like hiding an acorn under your foot?
No way. That's a great idea. How about this? You do make the stripper pole. You make a squirrel dancing to a striptease on the pole, and then other squirrels in the audience throwing acorns on the stage.
Done. Wow. Don't even need the text line on this one. We figured it out.
We also got talkbacks on the NFL draft. A lot of excitement on the NFL draft, which is hours away. We're right here. It's Wednesday, comes up tomorrow night. It's starting at 5 Pacific time. A lot of interest in the Chargers still and what they're going to do at number 5, like this submission from Joe Moon. They will take the poo-poos. There's no question about that. The Chargers, though, however you feel about it, love them, hate them, agnostic, in, out, or indifferent on the NFL, the Chargers undoubtedly have the most interesting draft story. So they're picking 5. They don't need a quarterback in a quarterback-filled draft. There are positions of need that match up well with what's available on the board. Offensive tackle, it's a deep draft. A wide receiver, it's a deep draft. They've basically purged all of their talented offensive weapons. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Austin Eckler, gone. They lost their tight end in free agency. Justin Herbert, he doesn't have anybody to throw to anymore.
J.K. Dobbins out of the backfield, who has been hurt literally his entire NFL career. I think he's played a total of 16 games over the last 4 years.
Which, by the way, is the Telesco special. Tom Telesco, now with the Las Vegas Raiders as acting general manager, but used to just bring in a bunch of injured guys and give them second chances on the roster. So new regime, kind of similar to the old regime.
I couldn't believe that signing when I saw it. Unless they're paying him nothing.
I could believe it from this standpoint. He played in Baltimore. His brother, Jim Harbaugh's brother, John, coached him in Baltimore. So
and Roman too, right?
Yeah, Greg Roman as well.
He was in Baltimore. He's over. Yeah, maybe.
Is there enough distance between the Chargers leaving San Diego and let's say if they win a Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Does San Diego jump on the fan base again with the Chargers? I almost feel like if they won right now, there would be a negative impact.
It would be so bittersweet. It would be so the answer is yes, there would be a lot of people celebrating in San Diego. But I promise you, the majority of fans would be like, gosh, like now you right. Invest. Now you get the head coach, the highest priority head coach out there, the best coach off the coaching carousel this offseason, and say it works out. Jim Harbaugh goes from winning a national championship in college football to winning a Super Bowl in the NFL, and he does it with the Los Angeles Chargers, long befuddled in the postseason, and they do it in LA. It would be one of those like heart scarring moments for a fan base that's already once been, thrashed by this team. It would suck. It would suck so bad. And also at the same time would be celebrated.
I think the reality is 50%, maybe that's not the right number. 50% of people listening to us right now hate that we're even having that conversation, TD. And
yeah.
50% of people are like, quietly, yeah, I'd like to see the Chargers win a Super Bowl. Look, I live right next to McGregor's. When the Wi-Fi was out in my condo a few years ago, I went down to McGregor's on a Sunday to watch all the NFL games. I was surrounded by Chargers jerseys.
Yep.
They are still here.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that that's not a popular thing to say out loud, but it's a fact. I think it's a tricky situation, TD, because the celebration would be inside houses. It would not be on the street.
Yeah. By the way, what do you have on the TV right now?
That's a great question.
Well, there's some kind of basketball on. No idea what this is.
The BAL?
I've never even heard of it.
The Basketball Africa League.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
Is this on ESPN? Oh, it's on NBA TV. Gotcha.
You want some tennis instead?
The Chargers,
it doesn't matter.
With the 5th pick overall, they have so many options. They could trade down, which I would do if I were in their situation. I would want the extra draft capital, especially with a new regime. And then also having depth, like I said, at positions of need. There's a lot of good offensive tackles. There's a lot of good wide receivers. So even if you trade down to, say, 12, if the Vikings want to jump up, or whoever, if the Denver Broncos want to jump up, I don't know if they would trade in division. We'll see. But at 11, the Minnesota Vikings want to trade up, something like that. Dude, where did you find a squirrel on a stripper pole with acorns thrown?
Who sent that?
Our buddy Sean, who works up at the country club that we've gone to play a couple times.
Yeah.
Way.
I guess he's figured out AI.
Are you kidding me?
Can you see it on the screen? I don't think.
Are you kidding me?
That is a squirrel on a stripper pole with squirrels in the audience throwing acorns on the stage.
Sean,
that fast AI was created with that perfection. We're doomed.
No, this is
holy hell.
This is the future.
This is exactly what you said, TD, I think. like to a T.
I brought up a squirrel. It was all Rich who brought that magic. Wow, Sean.
I just said it to you guys. Look at the detail on this thing.
This is great.
Okay, let's see.
This is great.
Let's see what we got here.
Yeah, when I said it,
oh my goodness,
I did not expect there to be a rendering so quick. But
look at the audience of squirrels.
I even like how the squirrel, even though it's on a stripper pole, it has an abandoned squirrel. It just has its little paws, its little front paws out in front. It's got its big buck teeth, and it's not doing anything lewd. But these squirrels are going nuts. They are tossing their acorns.
Now, what AI doesn't do well, if you look at the squirrel audience, there's some like furry fish out there. Yeah. But you need to keep that in. That's part of the uniqueness. That's part of what tells this story.
This would be a $9,000 tattoo.
What?
Because it's so intricate.
No.
Beautiful.
Come on.
How did that happen so fast?
I don't know, but it's incredible.
Sean, what app are you using?
So many squirrels are jumping in the background. The excitement, you can feel it unparalleled.
I feel like, Rich, I mean, you tell me, are you in on going halvesies on this?
I would
pay for this.
I would pay for Fletch to get a
I'm not getting
stripper.
that.
No.
We'll call it the stripper girl squirrel tattoo. And if we need to make a GoFundMe, we will.
That's it. Stripper girl squirrel. It's on us.
It's on us.
Yeah.
Think about it. Don't say no yet.
Right.
No.
What?
Well,
Hold on. Send that to Kendall.
We should get Kendall involved.
So in this scenario, is the pole my scar?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
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 What I got is we're going to call Kendall right now and ask if it's cool with this tattoo.
Get her on the
She's
horn.
not busy at all. Just teaching the future minds of our country.
It's fine. They don't need to know anything. They're going to use AI from now on.
Yep.
Padres were up 4-1 last night in Colorado, but Michael King couldn't hold on to the lead, gave up a grand slam on the fourth. Then the momentum shifted over to the Rockies. Rockies ended up winning 7-4. They play again today at 5:40. Did I say something incorrectly in that?
No, you're good.
Okay.
Everything's fine.
Felt like I said it wrong. 14 years after forfeiting his Heisman Trophy in the wake of an improper benefits investigation, former USC running back Reggie Bush getting his hardware back. According to ESPN's Pete Thamel, the Heisman Trust plans to officially announce the reinstatement of the trophy to Bush today. How about that?
Oh, wow.
That's good news. In the NBA, the Pacers couldn't give a bucks. 125-108. The Mavs paper Clippers, 96-93. And the Timberwolves hid the Holy Grail from the Freemasons. 105-93.
That was very Indiana Jones of you.
Thank you.
Off of the YouTube comments, because we stream live every day, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch on YouTube. You could also stream the audio live, Big Rich, TD, Fletch on Twitter. We also do that obviously every day right here on San Diego Sports 760 on the free iHeartRadio app. Bailey asked if TD could give him a shout out, or her. I don't know. Bailey is one of those androgynous names. And then Bailey followed up that comment with, "I am 10. Am I allowed to watch this?" The answer, Bailey, is absolutely not.
Yeah. Whoa, I was saying yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yes, Bailey.
No,
yes.
No.
This
Bailey,
is a terrible idea.
Let that boy watch.
let
Just
the boy watch.
Make him learn like I did.
Tell you right now, Bailey, I'm going to explain to you why I need to watch, because you're going to see what a grown man goes through when he goes through something, right? Sometimes my father, what he would do is he would eviscerate a peach right in front of me, take a bite, and then the juices would run down.
By the way, Sean sent me the same picture, but in color this time.
Oh, wait, he did?
Wait, this is a different photo. It's a different one. It's not the same.
Oh, this is
We just got.
In color tattoos cost more than black and white tattoos.
I like the black and white. Although the squirrel on the second one is looking like he's having a little more fun on the pole.
And I will say this,
Yeah.
a little bit more of a butt on that squirrel.
Oh,
you got to zoom in.
That is true.
Furry
What
little
app
tush.
is this?
Wait, we can just make that black and white.
Yep, done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
So,
I mean,
Fletch, you just pick one or two. We'll get it on you.
yeah,
We'll
right.
get it on you.
Yeah,
We'll
I'm gonna-
that's right.
If
Post
there's
these.
a tattoo artist in our audience who wants to tattoo Fletch, he's pretty much agreed to getting a squirrel on a stripper pole with other squirrels throwing acorns at that squirrel on the stripper pole. We just need a talented tattoo artist.
By the way, Bailey, we didn't say it, but thank you for joining us here on the stream. And also, everyone, give us a follow over there on the YouTube app.
Yeah. If you we put up some shorts. We're not as oftenly posting there as we probably should, so it's a good reminder.
Right.
I am putting up
we stream every day.
The squirrel pictures on Twitter right now at Big Rich TD Fletch. If you have any submissions you would like for me to get tattooed,
I don't think that we need it. I mean, like we got
sort
it.
of figured it out.
Yeah, I mean, it's like perfection.
I didn't even realize I was shouting out AI picture generated prompts, but apparently you could get any. Yeah, that's what you get. You get a squirrel on a stripper pole, having acorns hucked out.
I'm just gonna make this black and white, see what happens.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, I mean, dude. Whoa.
Come on.
Send that to the group. Now we have a new contender.
Here it is in black and white. Bang.
Here's what I would do if I'm the Chargers. Trade down, get some draft capital, get you an offensive tackle at, pick 11, or a wide receiver or a tight end, maybe if there's value at tight end at pick 11. Do not, and I repeat, do not take a high prized receiver, because I get it. I mean, maybe Marvin Harrison Jr. falls to 5. I mean, that would be a short fall, but it would be considered a fall. If he's available there, I get it. That's alluring. That's a shiny object. You should never just chase a shiny object as opposed to doing what you should do, because you got to build this team back up. I'm not blaming Brandon Staley or Tom Telesco for completely destroying their chances, because I think they actually fielded a pretty good team from a personnel standpoint during the Staley Telesco years. But there's not much left now. You allowed a lot of free agents to walk, and that's your own prerogative, but you got to build this thing up right. Got to build in the defensive line, replace Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack, who are quickly going to either retire or move on from the team because they'll become too expensive, or offensive linemen. The 49ers are the rubric for success. John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, when they came in, they built up the O&D line. They found a competent quarterback in Jimmy Garoppolo. You already got that covered with Justin Herbert. And then they surrounded their quarterbacks with great offensive skill position talent. And they ended up winning a lot of games over the past bunch of years. That's how you keep your job. That's how you stay in the postseason.
So would you stay away from the Malik Neighbors or the Marvin Harrison Jr. or the running back out of Texas? I'm forgetting his name, but the top talent in terms of guys who are literally going to have the ball in their hands. You're going to go with line on either side of the ball.
I'm thinking offensive tackle for the Chargers with their
5,
first overall pick.
You will get the best offensive tackle in this draft at 5.
No, I know that, but I think it would be slightly overvalued. You know what I mean? Like, to take, and outside of a quarterback at 5 in this draft, I feel like unless you're a team like, I don't know, like if the Chiefs somehow luck their way into having a 5th overall pick, take the receiver. I mean, there's no such thing as too much or too overvalued of a player when you're pretty hemmed up everywhere. But like for the Chargers, there's so many other areas of need right now. I don't know. That's my thoughts there.
Well, and potentially you could drop down just a few spots if somebody wants to get up to that 5 spots and maybe take a Marvin Harrison or take one of these quarterbacks, because there's going to be teams that feel like they cannot miss on the prize positions in this draft, where if you just drop down a little bit, you're still going to get one of the top tackles.
Quick transition here back to the Padres, but Manny Machado, his wife gives birth a couple of days ago on Monday. Did you know paternity leave in Major League Baseball only 3 days? You're only given 3 days for paternity leave, and then it's like you have to go on, whatever it is, whatever list it is when you're not injured but you're not with the team, the personal whatever list.
What's paternity leave here?
I don't know. 2 weeks?
Is it that long?
I think the state of California gives extra
mandatory
time now.
They do?
Yeah, but if you want it.
You have to apply for it. If you
we had a sales guy miss 3 months for it.
Yeah. You can it's like you go on half pay or something like that. I forget exactly
the
how it
state
works.
of California will supplement your income if you're a dude. That's been passed recently.
My first kid, it was planned like a induced labor.
Yeah.
And so it was supposed to happen on Friday night. It didn't happen until Sunday or Saturday night. Sunday we got home. And I was supposed to go to work at 10 a.m. I had to call him and there's no way I can make it. Oh yeah, what time are you getting home? Like, we're not getting home till like 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, so come in at 5.
Who are you working for?
Guitar Center.
I really thought you were about to say my dad.
Yeah, so it was a big deal. Real big deal.
Got to get back
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, we got these 6 strings to schlep.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of fenders that are coming off a truck around 4:30. So
That's pretty much
you
it.
could probably get the driver to stop at a drive-through,
Yeah.
maybe circle the block a couple times. We're gonna need the muscle.
There's a
But now
dude-
this is interesting because a couple weeks ago or 2 weeks ago we had the conversation about Scotty Scheffler dipping out of the Masters early in case his wife went into labor.
He's
Mhm.
still. I mean,
I don't think she's had the baby.
yeah, I'm pretty
He
sure.
just won another tournament.
Yeah, and still no baby.
So with
Wow.
Manny Machado, though, he's now missed 2 games. He's about to miss his 3rd today. With paternity leave and baseball players, I feel like it's a 162 game season. You're still getting paid no matter what. Just take as much time as you need. Dude.
Well,
Things are more important.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think he's probably going to take a little bit more time. He'll definitely miss the Rocky series, and then who knows? Maybe he'll rejoin the team for this upcoming home series.
We know Manny
after they
doesn't
get
like to
back from
take time
Colorado.
off.
No, he does not.
He likes for every single year for him to be around that 155 mark on his games played.
Tiger Woods was offered $800 million to go over to Live Golf.
You see what he just got from the PGA Tour?
Yeah, that's what I was just reading. Apparently, the PGA said, "Look, we'll give you $100 million if you stay," which is a lot less than $800 million.
They gave him $100 million as part of his equity in the PGA Tour, and Rory got $50 million because of them participating in their events that they've played in.
Wait a second.
Wait,
Wait.
Hang on.
They gave him $100 million in equity in golf.
That's what the tweet I read said.
No, there's no way that's accurate.
No, not that's his pay for the last year. They're giving Tiger Woods $100 million, thanking him for not taking the money from Live.
So it's a bonus.
Yeah, bonus of
They're paying
$100
him a
million.
bonus. Yeah,
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's a far cry. That means $700 million less than what he would have
Let me tell-
gotten from Live Golf.
let me tell you something. I know, especially with Tiger Woods, why he did what he did. But with Rory McIlroy, I know there are nights where he's going to bed going, "What on earth did I do?"
1,000%.
Now they don't want Rory.
Well, what they just offer him?
Live?
Yeah,
I don't know that they offered Rory anything.
I thought they did. He just turned it down.
Wait,
Mm,
who
wait.
did? Wait. Greg Norman.
Oh, Greg
okay.
Norman.
Why'd you say that?
Yeah,
Talk
why?
about it.
Yeah,
You
how
could
come we're
say
not allowed
that
to say?
over
Is
there.
Greg Norman listening, or we're not allowed to talk
No,
about it?
well, there's a word in there you can't say, but Greg Norman
Well, you could say like a little bee.
called him a sniveling little bee.
I
Okay.
thought Rory just got a offer.
He may have. I might have missed it, but I know that there's not a whole lot of love between the guys who went to Live and Rory McIlroy. Like they don't like him.
Well, he's been calling them out publicly for over a year
Yeah.
now as being almost traitors to the cause.
This was last week. They offered him $850 million.
Yeah.
That he turned down. That is dumb. I would have taken that money and let everyone hate me.
Almost
Yeah.
$1 billion.
I mean,
so
yeah, my family be real happy with me. The general public, maybe not so much, but whatever.
geez.
Okay, I'm glad I didn't make this up. Yeah, labeled a little B by Live Exec. So I don't know if it was Greg Norman. I think that's what everyone thinks, but it just says Live Executive.
Well, and actually, as I'm scrolling down here, Greg Norman says that Live Golf did not make Rory McIlroy.
Yeah, I don't think they did because all the guys that went to Live hate Rory now because he's been calling them out publicly,
I
and
don't
so there's
know.
this whole ugliness back
well,
and forth.
conflicting reports at very least, an $850 million potential contract that Rory turned down. If I'm Live Golf, I mean, to maybe eschew some of the embarrassment of having a top golfer turn down the contract, maybe I said, "No, we never offered him."
Right.
And who can prove it?
But that kind of offer, if it did happen, was purely so they could be like, money buys everything.
Yep.
Well, yeah, they would be like PGA's biggest defender,
Yeah.
Rory McIlroy, is
Yep.
over with
Yeah,
us now.
we just flipped him.
And it may end up happening.
It happened with John Rahm,
Yeah.
who was very stout about saying, look, the PGA Tour is where legacies are built. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for history, not for the money. And then he, 6 months later, is like, yeah, 600 million sounds good. I'll go.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I think his initial offers were like 200 or 250 mil. Look, money can buy anything. That's
Buy
the
me.
truth. It can buy anything. And Rory McIlroy, he can be bought. They just haven't offered him enough money yet. I don't know if Tiger necessarily can be. I'm sure there's a number amount. I don't.
Well,
He's
I mean,
already a billionaire.
yeah, and like, there's no way that he tarnishes a legacy at this point, in my eyes.
Yeah, Yeah, never say never though.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Never
That's
say-
true.
Legacy of cheating.
I mean,
Legacy of
because let's face it, like who knows if he's ever going to play in a golf major again. That was something I was saying during our morning monologues last week, or whenever the Masters was. I'm losing track of time, but when we were talking about it, I was like, this could be the last major we ever see Tiger golf in. And if he no longer has majors to play or participate in, what's keeping him in the PGA?
And the benefits of live, you're playing one less round of golf for every tournament you're in because they only do 3 rounds, not 4. It's possible.
Why doesn't someone like a Tiger Woods put together a team, like a racing team, where he has like 4 guys underneath him, and whatever the sponsorship money, if they win, he gets a cut of it. I mean,
You mean of golfers, like a racing team of golfers?
Yeah. You
That's
just have
kinda
like
what
4
live-
guys on a team.
That's kind of what live is. They separate into teams. There's an
Bob's
individual winner, and then there's team winners for every one of
For
these
the money.
tournaments.
For the pride.
The problem with live is like 25 people are watching these tournaments.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying Tiger Woods puts together a
He
team.
would get more than 25.
Right.
What do you think are the odds that the 3 of us are on that team?
That's what I'm leaning towards. Like, I
don't
feel
know.
like it's pretty good.
Because we could go and play on the Live Tour.
What's Tiger doing on June 21st?
Well, actually, you should probably call him.
Okay.
Or still have his number.
Eldrick.
Yeah.
Hey, we didn't need to call Tiger for weight loss tips. Tell you that.
Mm-mm.
Because the 3 of us were able to lose it on our own. Not really on our own, with Wayne and Chloe over at sdfatloss.com. If you've been hearing us talk about this for the last 6 or 7 months now, get on over to sdfatloss.com today because it's never been cheaper than it is right now. $200 off your order when you mention Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. Wayne and Chloe will hook you up, man. They will give you a roadmap for the next 2 months of your life, and you're going to look at it and say, wow, this is really hard. But then you're going to see the number on the scale keep dropping, and it becomes addictive. It really does. Get on over to sdfatloss.com. Start living a healthier life and start looking a lot better now. And if you want to do that, sdfatloss.com is the spot to go. And if you want to save $200 while you do it, mention Big Rich, TD, and Fletch when you get there. Wayne and Chloe will set you up. The 3 of us could not believe how fast the weight was coming off of us. All of us over 20 pounds lost within those months, within the first month. And then by the second month, all of us were over 35 pounds lost. Get on over to sdfatloss.com today. Think about taking your shirt off in a couple of months and jumping in the pool. You want to be looking a little bit better. sdfatloss.com, $200 off when you mention Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. This update is presented by the California Department of Public Health. We will start off here with the Padres, who fall yesterday 7-4 to the Rockies at Coors Field yesterday after taking an early 4-1 lead. 2 more against the Rockies. Matt Waldron on the mound today. Reported today by ESPN that the Heisman Trust has given Reggie Bush his 2005 Heisman Trophy back. NFL Draft gets going tomorrow. You can listen to it right here on San Diego Sports 760 beginning at 5 o'clock tomorrow night. The Bears are on the clock right now. Right after the draft, Lakers will play Game 3 against the Nuggets. You can also listen to that on San Diego Sports 760. What does it take to take on Alzheimer's? Well, courage to learn the facts and know the signs, and confidence to talk to your healthcare provider about screening and early detection. Find out how you can take on Alzheimer's at takeonalz.com.
Yeah, buddy, it's Big Rich and Fletch at San Diego Sports 760. And you can keep up with San Diego Sports 760 anytime, anywhere. Whether you're stepping out of the car or settling in at home, just ask your Google or Alexa smart speaker to play AM 760 or stream it through the iHeartRadio app. It's never been easier to stay connected with your favorite shows like this one right here. San Diego Sports 760 goes where you go. And if you are listening on the app, we'll make sure you have a chance to win some of these tickets. Luke Bryan tickets at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. That is happening August 8th. Tickets and info, Ticketmaster.com. Also, a pair of tickets to go see the San Diego Strike Force this Sunday against the Bay Area Panthers. SDStrikeforce.com for tickets there, or keep it locked in here, because in just a few minutes, we are going to be giving you a time to call in.
Yeah, no question about that. We have to do giveaways because we're running out of time to do
that
giveaways.
Is correct. That is correct.
So we've asked a lot of questions today, and we've gotten a lot of answers. First off, on the Talkback, which is a feature on the iHeartRadio app, you go ahead and click the microphone button. It's right next to the play button. You can leave us a 20-second to 30-second voicemail on your thoughts about this question. Are the Padres... they're a 500 baseball team. Are you optimistic, pessimistic? Are you just sort of riding the sweet middle there? Give us a talk back there on the free iHeartRadio app. Also on the text line, Fletch, you posed an interesting question. What exactly was that earlier in the show?
I've never had a tattoo. My body is clean. My body is my temple.
Yeah.
But I feel like if there is a tattoo to get, it should incorporate this now probably 4 or 5 inch scar that I'm going to have on my right leg where I just got surgery.
Pole-like scar.
It is going to look like a pole. It is vertical. And the early submissions were a squirrel, because I slipped on an acorn to break my leg, on a stripper pole.
Right.
With a crowd of squirrels throwing acorns onto the stage.
Well, this is what I had dreamed up for you.
Right.
I pictured the scar down the middle of your leg, a stripper pole, and because you slipped on an acorn, if the squirrel was dancing in front of a crowd of other squirrels and acorns were being thrown on the stage, nothing would be more appropriate. And then Sean, our listener friend, he decided to use those prompts to create an AI generated image that looks to me like a tattoo you should get. And so now we put it up at Big Rich TD Fletch on Twitter. And so far, every single person who's weighed in said you should get the tattoo.
Well, yeah, Paris said, just do it. Patrick Allen said, And our buddy Jamar said, is that Tommy Pham in the back left?
The answer is yes.
Yeah. The 913 on the text line, writing about the Broncos, and now Zach Wilson, a Bronco, now Zach Wilson's mom, a Bronco fan, Lisa Wilson.
We like to call those Bronco supporters.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
And a bit of a cougar, I'd say. Somehow, Broncos country Let's Ride still works with Zach Wilson.
They might have to rename the team the Cougars. Man, I am into this. No question.
Yeah. And then also 714, Reggie Bush getting his Heisman Trophy back. Yeah, we saw that. That is
long time coming.
Absolutely.
San Diego's own, by the way, Helix High, before he went to USC and absolutely roasted all of college football for years, tormenting the Pac-12. Reggie Bush was one of the most sensational high school athletes we've ever seen. And I do mean athletes because he's a multi-sport athlete. But what he did on the football field at Helix, go back and look at his highlight reel. It's better than what he did at college, because the athletes weren't, nobody was even close to being on the level as he was.
He and Alex Smith were on the same team at Helix High.
He was
imagine that in high school.
Crazy good. Crazy good. So yeah, congratulations to Reggie, long time. And by the way, and I know nobody's like, Reggie's not crying poverty. That's not what this was about. This was about legacy. But I pointed this out on Twitter. what's ridiculous about this was all about money, right? It was because Reggie, the perception from the Heisman Trust was he broke rules. So now they reversed the decision. But what about the 15 plus years where he could have been collecting on the advertising dollars and the momentum from being a Heisman winner? I mean, all that lost income over those years, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, that is very true. Very true. We had a listener, Bailey, joining us on the stream. The 484. Do you like gladiator movies?
Yeah. Bailey's 10. Yeah. Bailey's 10 and asked if this show's appropriate. I encouraged him to leave. You guys were like, no, stay.
It'll be good for you. It will shape your life forever.
You let that boy watch.
Yeah. Let the boy watch.
All are welcome. Bailey, if you want to call in, the number is 877-767-4760. We'd love to hear from you.
That's right.
We've never actually spoken to a 10-year-old on the show yet.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean we won't.
That's right. 913 also asking if there's any update from Paige Sporanic.
Good question.
So we reached out to Paige to join our foursome of golf. Five-some now.
Okay.
So, five-some.
Rich, from the last time you DM'd her, she's gotten 95,000 DMs
Well,
from other
I
friends.
know that for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
but this was on April 10th.
Okay.
I wrote kind of abruptly because we had never corresponded in any way ever. Hey, Paige. And then immediately went, I did not mean to send that without any context. So then I wrote, whoops, sorry. I meant to write a lot more than, hey, Paige. Anyways, we do a radio show in San Diego. We love golf, and we have a charity 4-person scramble tournament coming up, and we need a fourth. We would love it if you could do it. It's on June 21st. And then I waited for a beat, and then I wrote her another message.
Okay, good.
I wrote, let me know if you're interested. If not, we'd love to interview you. We're huge golf fans, and you've been awesome for the game. Thanks so much. And then I waited for a little bit, and I had a couple of drinks. And I was like, Paige, did you read any of those messages yet? And
how long has it been since you sent the last message?
No, I'm kidding. The last message was sent on April 10th.
Oh, it's been 2 weeks exactly.
7:22 a.m. Yeah. So 2 weeks in an hour.
Should we write like bump, like poke?
Wave, just wave.
Yeah.
Just send the gif of the stick figure with the stick saying, come on, do something.
Gosh.
Yeah. Be good.
I wonder how many, honestly, how many invitations she gets to 4-person scrambles across the country. Like how many groups of 3 idiots are like
golf or non-golf?
Sporanic.
Yeah, I mean, thousands a day.
Dude, I love this tweet that I just got in response to nothing. It just a gentleman, I guess, who grew up in East Meadow, New York, who said, you used to make me and my dad sandwiches at the Meadow Dairy in East Meadow in the early 2000s, then joined the NFL. Thank you for your services.
What was your go-to sandwich to make?
Oh my God. For like my favorite sandwich to make.
You're making yourself a sandwich.
Okay, myself. Okay.
At the deli.
We've both worked in delis. Have you worked in a deli, TD?
Well, no, not really.
I was a simple sandwich man. Here's what happens to you when you work at a deli for long enough. You start to get bored of the bologna.
Mm-hmm.
You start to pass on the ham. You don't want to see another turkey breast as long as you live. Because you've seen it, you've eaten it, you've smelled it, after a while, your tastes start to really vary. Like I was known to make a liverwurst and onion hero with mustard.
Oh my God.
I was dude.
Why do New York people eat weird things?
Yeah. I would make olive loaf heroes. Olive loaf is basically ham that they put green olives with pimentos inside of. I would make I never liked head cheese. I never got that far. Head cheese is just a gelatinous
until you got older.
With these scrap. No, I never liked it. I never could.
I don't even know what it is.
It's so bad. It's basically, imagine taking clear gelatin that's flavorless. And you take all the end cuts of the ham, the bologna, and the salami, and you cut them into cubes, and you throw them into the gelatinous form, and it molds into the mouthfeel of it. I can't describe to you how repulsive this. But people would order it, man. We would go through at least a brick of head cheese a week.
I was hoping you'd say so what you do is you start out with a pound of pepperoni, and then a pound of salami, and then a pound of provolone cheese.
I will say this, without going too far off the beaten path, when I really wanted a delicious hero, it was always like some form of an Italian hero.
Yeah.
It was ham, Genoa salami, pepperoni.
Come on.
Give me a little capicola.
Yeah.
Give me a little supersada. Give me a little. Give me a little
sweaty.
yeah,
I love capicola. People don't like it.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, dude, it's great. It's really
I
great.
used to make myself the pig all the time. It was ham, capicola, bacon with Swiss cheese on top on a focaccia bun.
You know what else is good?
What's that?
Free tickets.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah,
It is good.
we got a couple pairs.
Which one do you want to do?
I think San Diego Strike Force.
Boom, San Diego Strike Force tickets. But because we know we got a lot of listeners on the app, we're going to give you the time here. 8:46. So
Yes.
just over 2 minutes. 8:46. Call number 5, 877-767-4760. Strike Force tickets. Bottom of the barrel coming up next. Is there something I'm missing?
No, you're fine. What I'm missing or was missing was a couple of teeth in the back of my mouth. So I needed a dentist in a hurry. I went to my I don't like to talk bad on anybody, but like I had a dentist who I didn't really like all that much, and I went to for advice on what I should do. And he referred me out to 4 different dental offices, one to get the imaging done, one to talk about the implants after I get the surgery done, and then an oral surgeon. And then there was one more that I'm forgetting. And this whole process to get teeth replaced was going to take over a year. 18 months to get all this work done. And I was like, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a faster way. And that's when I was referred to Ocean View Dental. I was asking a lot of people if they have a dentist they love. I found someone here at iHeart San Diego who said, you've got to see Dr. Jordan Colby. And thank God I did. Dr. Jordan Colby is a lifesaver, man. I was missing 3 teeth. And actually, I needed one extracted before I could even get it replaced. He did all that work in one sitting. I had the extraction done, the 3 implants put in. The whole process took 3 months. 3 months. I was told that it was going to take a year and a half. I shaved off 13 months of all of the trial and tribulations I would have gone through if I stuck with my old dentist. That's the reason why you need to go to Dr. Jordan Colby. If you're looking for a dentist, or even if you're not, you don't realize how great a good dentist is and how important it is in your life until you have one. Trust me. OceanViewDental.net. That's where you need to set your first appointment. OceanViewDental.net.
Coming up in just a few minutes, we got Luke Bryan tickets. Coming up tomorrow, we have live coverage of the NFL draft from Fox Sports Radio starting at 5, then at 7. It's game 3 between the Lakers and the Nuggets. Keep it locked in to San Diego Sports 760. Woo!
NFL draft just around the corner. We are within striking distance. Goodness, less than 24 hours away.
Does this time of year make you feel a little fluttery inside? Thinking about the days where old Tricky Dicky Ornberger was, 21, 22 years old?
Yeah.
Getting ready, having phone conversations with your agent, like, hey, am I going to get drafted? And you're like, yeah, I think you're going to get drafted.
Yeah, it was more like, listen, I wouldn't get your expectations up too high. Phone's been a little quiet. That's not a bad thing, though. That's not a bad thing.
Did you ever have the conversation like, okay, so if I get drafted in the 3rd round, what do I get paid? If I get drafted in the 4th round, what do I get paid? If I get drafted in the 5th round, is it like bad?
No, I never. You know what? What's so fun? This sounds like so lame and like, rah, Rich is just, what a guy. But I really wasn't concerned about the money at all. Like,
liar.
I just wanted to continue my football career. I didn't want to grow up. Like, the beautiful thing about playing a sport for as long as I was able to is it's like Peter Pan syndrome. You're in Neverland. You're hanging out with the Lost Boys. I didn't even start really growing up until maybe year 3 in the NFL when I was like, okay, like I'm paying insurance. I got a car now. What else should I do? Maybe I should get married. Like, yeah, I'll do that.
Check.
I'll get around to that. Got engaged to my beautiful wife and then made her wait for a little bit longer because I was just like, no rush. And actually getting to the wedding, we could just hang out, right? So, it's the coolest part of playing a sport is the locker room and getting to still goof around and all that. And
what pitfalls if like you had the chance to sit down today with Caleb Williams or one of these guys who's going to be going in the 1st round, what would you be like? Look, you are about to, like, your life is changed forever after 30 minutes and tomorrow. What would you tell them? Like the first step, do not do this.
Keep the main thing the main thing. Why are you here? Why is anybody celebrating you? Why? What did it take to get here? Okay, think about that and do that all over again as if like none of that happened, because it really doesn't matter. Everything you did in college, and this is no joke, nobody cares, not even a little bit. Like all those coaches who you met along the way, And even head coaches. I had head coaches who would gas me up and say wonderful things about me as a college player. Trust me, when you get to the league, they treat you like you are, which is somebody who knows nothing about what you're getting into, whether you're the first overall pick or you're the last one taken. You're all treated the same. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of the value that they spend or the capital they spend on you is very different if you're a first overall pick versus Mr. Irrelevant.
Right.
But yeah, keep the main thing. The main thing is the advice I would give. Yeah. All right. Who do we thank, Fletch?
Thank Jonas Knox. He joined us in the first hour of the show. If you missed it, Joe Nads was great this morning. I like that guy a lot. Thank you, Rich. Thank you, TD. Thank you to the texters. Thank you, Sean, who sent AI-generated images of squirrels on a stripper pole in front of a crowd of squirrel stripper fans.
Your new tattoo. Yeah.
We can call it what it is.
Yeah.
That's fine. Don't be afraid.
We'll reach out to Kendall tomorrow.
Yeah.
On a Thursday.
Mom texted me during the show and said, "Don't you dare."
What? Just text back. Be like, who this?
Yeah, just text back with 3 question marks.
Yeah.
Women love that.
Yeah.
You know what my mom's favorite line is? When I tell her, "Mom, the show's not meant for you. You're a woman. It's meant for guys."
Whoa. Yeah, take a lap.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Get on your scooter and
You
take a
better
lap.
not think that
What's
way,
our
buddy.
main demographic?
Women.
Ladies.
Take a lap.
Yeah.
That's how we finish the show.
Well, actually, we finished with ticket giveaway to Luke Bryan. Call number 5 right now, 877-767-4760. You're going to get those tickets. Colin Coward and the Herd coming up next. We will see you tomorrow.